Welcome to the Hawks Nest live stream show. My name is Brandon Kane. You better know the time. You better know the place. Hey, Sunday Night Football. If you don't know on this one, check your watch, check your calendar. Seattle Seahawks getting one of their few games here out in prime time this year. Sunday night in our own house. The Green Bay Packers coming on in to the building, a place that's been, if not maybe a house of horrors, some of their greatest horrors in the house. Put it that way. But this is a game that should be hopefully a well-fought one between two teams that have played very good football overall over the course of this season. Don't have to tell you guys that there's a lot on the line for this particular football game. I give the Seahawks a bit to Jose's question on score prediction. I'll give the Hawks a little bit of a nod. I would lie to you if I didn't look you right now in the eye and tell you it's a wishful guess. There's a reason that Vegas has us as an underdog coming into this one, and one I hope, as it really has felt like this week, that the 12th man have really been beckoned forward here by many out there. And let's not sell our tickets to Green Bay fans. Let's not turn the profit this particular week. Week 4, week 5. Okay. All right. We're down the stretch now. We need all butts and seats. We need all throats blowing. And so hopefully that will be the case today, where they can help push the team forward. It looks like we do have a pretty good situation as far as the weather goes. So I don't know that that's going to impact things one way or the other. It looks a little crispy out there. Perhaps some of you out there nearer to the scene can tell me on that one. As far as the inactives go, Kenneth Walker, he is inactive in this one, so is another Zach Charbonnet game. Brady Russell, Travis Gibson, Cody White, Jaron Hall, Artie Burns, also inactive, having just gotten activated off the IR. He's got a little bubble window situation going on to give us some depth down the stretch at the cornerback position. So Walker, the one real notable. From the Packers standpoint, they have Malik Heath, Jacob Monk, a center, Javon Bullard, fairly highly picked safety for them, is out, and Jair Alexander is also going to be inactive in this game, along with Luke Musgrave. So Tucker Kraft is their one real, notable tight end that they have. They definitely wanted to for the last couple of years. I think ideally run those two tight end sets out at you. So losing their H-back Musgrave type, it was a risk to take him, a guy that had a lot of injuries in college, still not able to get going for them. So we'll see if that does impede them at all offensively in this game. Let's see where you guys are at, though. Appreciate everybody jumping in the house tonight as you guys can. As you walk in the door, just the first thing I always ask, I know it's a little thing, but it's a major thing, is if you can just hit that like button for me. It does help the channel grow immensely. Helps me show there are people looking right now on this channel, not on this channel, but on YouTube for other content for this game, live play-by-play that night, and you can help that get pushed up the list as far as the search stuff on that, in order for people to be able to find that good content. Not to mention help us get some more subs and whatnot like that. So please hit that like button, sub up if you get a chance as well. We're doing really great on that side of it. We're motoring along to that 19,500 mark. As I've said to you guys, once we do that, we're going to do a 24-hour stream for charity. 24 hours for charity. Yes. So we're almost within 1,000. In fact, I think we'll get within 1,000 of that mark maybe by the end of tonight. We'll do a check-in on it, but we're motoring. We got a little ways to go today, but we might hit that tonight. Derek, it's good to see you, man. Curtis, Jay Allen, Megan. How you doing, Megan? My lady from down under. John Alexander ain't playing. DK needs to go off. Hopefully he can. Lord knows I'm needed for my fantasy playoff. My guy kind of had a good day. He had a good day. Oh, I had an okay day, but all his guys had real good days. Suck it, fantasy. What's up, Herbicide? How you doing, Space? What's up? What's up? Monsoon, hello. We got Randall McDaniel. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Thank you for the 20. Randall starting us off hot here. The $20 donation. Thank you for that, Randall. He says, here we go, Hawks Nest. About to introduce the nation to the 2024 Seahawks. Simple equation. Stop the run on D so we can rush the passer on third down. Run the damn ball on offense. Let's effing go. I agree with you. I think this is a game where there's some pretty simple points to this game. Some games have, I think, a little bit more moving parts than others. Some games it's different parts that are at the forefront of what really is going to drive the game one way or another. It can be a game where you go, well, turnovers will be the big plays will be the decider in this one. Not as much the one I would say in this one. As you say, I do agree with it, where you start with this one to me before we go offense, defense, this player, that player. Stopping Josh Jacobs in the run game for the Green Bay Packers sets you up so well defensively to make things happen. And as you said, you saw last week what happens when you're able to provide an offense that's pretty good at throwing the football, some balance to that equation in their ability to run pretty productively throughout the day against the Arizona Cardinals. From one of the rare times this season, you've had productive days running the ball, but not productive days necessarily, Randall, where you've been able to do it almost from start to finish. And if you can get back into a bit of that spirit, doesn't have to be dominant necessarily, but just balance, being able to be at least a little bit explosive on that part to challenge the Packers, especially a Packer team who I think defensively you can get after them in running the ball. This is a team with a little bit of vulnerabilities there. So I do agree with you on this, man. I think it comes down, stop the run the ball in this particular game. You'll get your yards in the air. They'll probably get their share of yards in the air here and there. But can you stop the run? Can you keep them down to third and shorts? Can you get yourself into third and makeables? Can you keep yourself from back behind the sticks like earlier we saw in the season about 3 weeks ago where they were averaging 3rd and 9? Can you stay out of the 3rd and 9s? Get more into the 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 3s. Much more easier to convert those. Game's just about to start here, but let's effing go is right, Randall. Thank you for the $20 donation, but even better yet, well said on your part. Simple equation. Stop the run on D so we can rush the passer on 3rd down. You get to the 3rd and longs, you can get to the stack fronts, you can mix your stuff up on there, you can run the press coverage, you can run the man coverage. Bing, bang, boom. They get confused. You stop them on 3rd and long versus 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4s where they can just dink and dunk their way up the football field. It really comes down simply to that as we've seen this year so far, and I think that will definitely play out in this game to be the case and true here too. Dizzy in the house, how you doing, man? Ever Calderon, hello. Duran J, what's up? This is waiting all night for Sunday's game. Let's go, Hawks. I know, man. I've been over here tapping my toe all day. All right, here we go. Skylar, how you doing? Curtis, my stomach is nervous. Mine too, man. A lot riding on this game. John Ryan, raising the 12-man flag. Mark Sanchez, thank you for the $10 donation. Very kind of you. And both Mark and Randall, thank you as well for being members of the channel. I work within 10 minutes of the stadium. I work within 10 minutes to the stadium, Mark says. I went to get a box of donuts for work, and there was a lot of Seahawks fans out and about. Tonight is going to be deafening. Let's go, Hawks. I hope you're right, man, and I want to see it tonight as well, as we do have the opening kickoff come up here. Nice return there by Nixon to about the 35-yard line. I hope that there's been that push you felt, to your point, Mark, and it's good to maybe that there's a little bit of that sizzling electricity going on kind of in the local region right now about this team and what they're doing to, okay, let's lock this in here. No, they're not messing around this year. No, they're not just playing with our emotions. This is a year where let's get ourselves in gear. And hopefully this is that kind of game with that volume and what the fans are able to do. 1st and 10. They'll give him the 37 on the return. Back in shotgun here in 3 wide is Love. He'll drop back to throw on, looking first to a bubble screen, comes back underneath to a little tunnel screen to Jacobs, runs into his blocker. Didn't see who there. Somebody did a good job of throwing the blocker into the ball carrier. Randall, thank you for that $20 donation. And Mark, thank you for the $10 donation. Let's go Hawks, man. Let's go Hawks. Come on. Four-yard gain on 1st down for the Packers. They come back down here in 2nd and 6. Again, Love will go back in a pistol look here. Blitz here from Tariq Woolen. They're throwing it to the other side. A little quick pass. We got a flag on the play, though. Are they going to get Tariq Woolen here for a late hit? Whew. Indeed, it looks like that. So I had a 15-yard gain on the play. Woolen was coming off the edge, and Love did not see him, but it's such a quick pass on the play where the first 2 plays have to get. Wow, really? Well, okay. I mean, okay. I'm all right with it. I'm actually okay with it. All right, here we go. Ball goes all the way down to the other side of the field. They're now 31-yard line. Love back under center. Or under center for the first time. Handoff pitch play here to Jacobs. He's bouncing around the hole here. He'll gain about 2 or 3 yards. Loving shotgun here. Back up the middle to Jacobs. Seahawks do a nice job there. Jaron Reed, the man around the legs of Jacobs there after the play. So this will bring up a 3rd and short for the Packers. Packers are going to come out in a hurry up here. Love back in shotgun. Is he going right back to the run with the front? Yeah. Yeah. So he had the 4-man front. He kept him in the front by going hurry up. They can't do a change of personnel there. Go right back to Jacobs. You like the gaps you got widened out there. You can see from the 22 shot they're showing on the film right now. You just have your guys too widened out on that play for a 3rd down. You're playing like you're rushing the passer, and if they hit you with the run, you're susceptible there with how wide you're wide 9 across the line, basically, with your defensive line there. So good drive here by the Packers to open things up. Started with a couple of quick passes, a little bit of misdirection here mixed in. Ball at the 19-yard line, 12-12 to go in the first quarter. Another pitch play. This one's going wide. Jacobs a little bit of space to work with. Kobe Bryant comes up and makes the tackle, but not before he gets about an 8-yard gain. Hmm. Second and 2. Handoff inside to Jacobs. He's going to have 2 or 3 yards, but that will be a first down. Yeah, there did look like there was a holding on the previous play that didn't go called there on Hankins. Six carries on this opening drive here for Josh Jacobs. He's got 8 touches. He has been the whole lot of the offense on this opening drive. Back to Jacobs again. He'll be swallowed up there for a gain of about a yard, 2nd and goal. Ball on the 5-yard line. Seahawks defense, a little bit winded here on this opening drive. Packers might just keep coming downhill on them all day on this drive here. I was at the floor. I might just keep, hey, if I get 3 yards every time, I'll be in the end zone in 2 plays. 2nd down and goal. Handoff, play action. Nice play action there. Love coming up, trying to get in. He's going to be tackled just short on the play of the goal line. So this will bring up 3rd and goal. Nice job of Love there to fall forward and not slide. Gives the Packers a very makeable 3rd down and goal and a very high potential here. You have a 2-down territory even early in this game. One wide receiver here. Hand off to Jacobs. He'll get right in the end zone there for a touchdown. Easy as she goes. 9 touches. Whew. They just run power out of goal line. Packers didn't do very much. They ran one little pitch play, but most of the rest of those runs were just inside. And they weren't getting a lot of yards. It's nine yards is the longest on that drive. 7 carries, 27 yards for Jacobs. But they're consistently getting the 3 in there. Well-structured opening drive there. Randall said it at the top. Believe it right now. How you stop the run, how you're going to deal with the run will determine a lot. Not ideal. I think, too, what's notable beyond the run plays there is Green Bay starting right out the gate with some of those quick throws. Something you saw Kansas City do last year against the Ravens defense in the playoffs is in that first half really not try to do too much in pushing the ball up the field, and had a lot of purposefulness behind what Mahomes was doing in that game with McDonald's defense, where it was just quick, it was either screens or bubble screens, so running back screens, bubble screens, tunnel screens, or your little throws just out to the flat to like a Pachenko. And they didn't get a lot, but they didn't score a lot. I think they had like 14 points or whatever they pulled in that first half, and McDonald made an adjustment off of it. But it does look like out the gate here that maybe LaFleur is going to try to have that be one of the ways that he seeks to attack the Seahawks defense today. JRD243, thank you for the $5 donation, your 20th donation to the Hawks Nest here. Thank you for that, man. I really appreciate you for that. How blind can the refs be? They held on almost every run on that drive. Also, boneheaded play by Reek. Yeah, you'd like Reek to hold up there a little bit. It's sometimes that can be a bit bang bang, and when they do the slow motion, it makes it look a lot easier to hold up than it can sometimes be. And he doesn't get blitzed a lot, so I'm sure he got pretty eager there, pretty eager. We will see how this is going to be called today. And if you are, as you said, and I saw it too, if the offense of the Packers is going to be able to go out there and perhaps get away with a little bit of tugging and pulling and holding and pulling and tugging, okay, what do we look for? We don't look for perfection, but look for at least consistency. So we're going to need to call the game the equal way to the other side versus it being pulled one to the other, which is what pisses off fans by and large. Kickoff here for the Seahawks. Jalen Durden is going to take it up to the 25-yard line. But we will see if they hold up to that consistency or not, JRD. But I did see similar stuff there. And the stuff that the hands are getting a little bit wide, tugging, a little bit of pulling there. I think Hankins got yanked right to the ground on one particular play. But thank you for the $20 donation. Appreciate you for that. All right, Gino back in shotgun now. Three wide to the short side of the field. Jackson isolated to the far side. Packers have a lot of people up around the line of scrimmage. They're thinking run. Play action pass. Gino falling back off his back foot there. Gets it to JSN or DK. Sorry, hard to tell with these jerseys. Nice catch by DK. Falling down, able to reel it in from Gino. Gino falling off his back foot, just looped that thing up over the top. Quick snap here. Zach Charbonnet. He's captured up right in the hole there and brought down. Maybe about a half-yard gain at best. Taker 610, thank you for the $2 donation. He says, it just has to be Jacobs again, doesn't it? It does. They were flashing the stat. He leads the NFL in first quarter touches, and this holds and fits to type. Packers signed him for that money. It's a bit like Saquon Barkley in Philadelphia. They want him. They want the return for their money. They're not thinking about that. Let's preserve our grad. Let's make sure he's got a couple of years. Geno in shotgun. Tyler goes in motion prior to the snap. Dropping back to throw. Geno comes back underneath, finds Noah Fant there for the catch. Short reception, but this will bring up a nice third down and short, third makeable. So it's Christian McCaffrey. Saw the same thing with the Niners taker, where when they traded for him, choo-choo goes the train of touches. And we're gonna ride you till the wheels literally fall off, and not gonna be shy about it. So there's probably a prop bet out there on one of these sites right now for an over/under on 40 touches for Jacobs today. At this point, 3rd and 4, double A gap mug pressure from the Green Bay Packers. Press look on the outside on one end, off coverage on the other end. A lot to process here from Geno's standpoint. They're bringing the blitz. Geno is going to get corralled, brought down to the ground. I don't think that he thought the blitz was coming. I don't know why Geno doesn't throw that ball. Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't throw that ball there. He looked like he had Barner there out into the flat, and it looked like he was reading it over to Barner, but he just pulled up and didn't make the throw. Richard Stewardson, thank you for the $5 donation. It says, bad penalty, bad defending. That's what annoys me. That's what annoys me. We cannot allow Packers easy ways through. You want to make him beat you by another. I certainly would love to lean more into making Love beat me with his arm than letting Jacobs slowly bludgeon me to death. I certainly would, to your point on that, Richard. And that's, as Randall was leading with it, as I was leading with it, the broadcast at the top, as we were previewing this game. It's a Packer team in the past that has leaned on their passing attack, their quarterback's arms, and Love is a very capable passer. It's not to say that, but as we have seen with Josh Jacobs, like Taker says above in his donation, this guy a couple of years ago with the Raiders coming in here, the Raiders did just what basically the Packers did in that first drive. They said, okay, we've got Carr, Devontae Adams, and Josh Jacobs. We're just going to lean between those three aspects pretty much, and mainly on Jacobs and Devontae Adams that day, and we'll let that carry us through. And you can't, like you say, you can't allow that to be them to make that easy, or an easy way out, so to speak, on that. See what adjustments the defense is going to have here. I do think too with Geno here on that kind of play. It's like get the ball, throw the ball. It's a short route. They're dropping to depth. They're bringing a blitz there. I mean, the whole read was right and correct. You throw it into the blitz. Blitz is coming right from that edge basically. But I don't know. He just second guessed, double pumped there a little bit. Josh McCarlisle, thank you for the $5 donation. He says, I can literally hear Go Pack Go chants throughout the broadcast. Gotta love variable pricing. Ugh. Yeah. It's one where you'd be nice to see the NFL start to try to maybe take care of this. I know they want to give an open door to fans that are not in their home place to be able to see the games, but I mean, why? I also ask, why is that a priority? It's growing more increasingly enough of a problem. It's one thing when you got like a smattering of fans here, there in stadiums, but you're seeing more and more of this go down, and it does suck. And we'll see if there's ever steps taken for it. But it sucks to hear that you're hearing that. I got my volume muted, of course, so you guys don't have to hear me end the volume. But yikes! Yikes! Concierge with Nolan, thank you for the $2 donation. He says LaDainian Tomlinson would make a better guard than Laken Tomlinson is. He's a little bit rough. It's a little bit tough out there. If you've got a guy inside like a Kenny Clark, for instance, he might have a long day at the office. Even Wyatt will give him issues in there. 1st and 10, play action pass. Love going back down to that check down, and who? Josh Jacobs. He catches the ball in space. He's still on his feet. So hard to tackle. 20-yard gain there. right up the football field. It's the Josh Jacobs show. It's his world. We're just all living in it. Ernest Jones struggled to break down in space out there. He's a hard man to tackle. Dropping back to throw is Love. He comes back underneath and completes it. Looks like that's Jaden Reed. Very close to a first down. 5:46 to go in the first quarter. Packers up around the midfield stripe. 2nd and 1. Come on, defense. Handoff inside. Short gain for Wilson. I don't know if he'll have the first or not. Right on the line. Yeah, defense has got to wake up here. I don't know where your plan of attack from McDonald's standpoint came into this week with Jacobs, and you're right now opening out of the gate, just letting Jacobs just basically single-handed you here. It's one thing if it happens over the course of the game with adjustments and stuff, but walking in, you didn't think they were going to do this with the guy that's leading the league in touches in the first quarter. Like, lock in on the man, you know. He's dropping on all of these plays where he's dropping out there. Pitch play again outside to Jacobs. We got a pre-snap. Looks like maybe timeout. Green Bay Packers call their first timeout. But on all these quick touches out of the backfield, it's very quickly going right to him. You know, you don't have anybody up in space really rallied up, tied up on top of him, which I would think you'd be building a little bit of that more in. Like, let's eliminate this. But I guess you go we're going to do what we do. You're right, Misfit. Plenty of time to turn this around. Tough start, but it's where you're looking for the adjustments now. Jacobs, 8 carries, 46 yards. Another 3 carries and 38 yards. We still have 4 minutes and 39 seconds to go in this first quarter. Back under center is Love. Hand off to Jacobs. Oh, my God. Woo! Seahawks are going to have to go to more 3-4 looks here. Jacobs just busted off another big run. Seahawks trying this 4-man front, and Roy Robertson Harris there got himself into the backfield, but then couldn't bring him down, so his hole ended up wide. Come on, guys, do your job. Don't do this jumping into the backfield crap if you can't make the tackle back there. Yeah, another just easy run, pitch play to the other side of the field. D-line is getting absolutely owned. Green Bay Packer offensive line is throwing him around right now. Packers coming out with these big man, heavy man fronts. You're going with these 4-man fronts versus a 3-4 look, let's say. Packers are just going to attack into it all day long, and you've got no stops. I mean, as I'm talking to you right now, it's another 4-yard gain, and I can look at it again. 4-man front on line. You're going to have to go to 3-4, Mike. Adjust this up now, man. I know you're worried about what you got on the other side, but they're just walking you down the field here with this by staying in the 4-man looks, especially the wide 4-man fronts. I don't know why this is the week we're deciding to whip out the wide 9 looks, but holy shizen. Holy shizen. Good tackle in space by Job on a bubble screen out to Jaden Reed. Second down. Empty look here for the Packers. 2nd and 8. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Ball at the 12-yard line in Seahawks territory. Completed. Seahawks just can't tackle right now. Touchdown. It's completed a good five yards in front of the end zone. And Romeo Doubs just put Tariq Woolen on his back. Another guy came up and Seahawks defense from an intensity standpoint, boy, when the light bulb's not on from the intensity standpoint, you can kind of feel it. And right now, this is a team that just, for whatever reason you want, I'm not saying it's an excuse, but just doesn't look right now. We'll see if offense has got any answers on their side. But if this is the energy that they're going to be bringing, we're going to be down in this game very quick and away and put away very quickly, especially the way that they're running the ball. The 4-man fronts aren't working, though. You're just getting wrecked on that stuff. But I don't know where to begin right now. They're doing what they want to do. They can throw it. They can run it. Oh, boy. Richard Stewardson, thank you for the $2 donation. Packers are tough. We have a fight on our hands. Boy, we might have more than that right now, Richard. They're taking us to the woodshed here at this moment. Yeesh. But they're tough. This is a legitimately very good football team that's very capable of making noise in the playoffs. This is a very good test. But you are in your house. You have an opportunity here with this game set up to show people that you can, stand with them. We'll see. We'll see if there's an answer here. This one thing this team's shown you throughout the years, they're pretty resilient. They might have some rough starts, but they usually are pretty resilient. So maybe they can find an answer with that. Nolan, thank you for the $2 donation. Starting flatter than week-old Pepsi. That's right. There ain't no bubbles right now going on in this team. You'd think on prime time they'd just be tuned up and ready to go, but look, I mean, is there some grabbiness? They're maybe letting a little bit of width on the Packers line, sure, but they're not. That didn't cause Roy Robertson Harris to over pursue into the backfield and leave his edge opened up on that big run by Jacobs. That's him deciding he's going to over pursue there and get himself run out of the play and then not make the tackle when he does that. I understand he's trying to make a play, but that's what happens a lot of times in bad run defense. Is it isn't just always a guy getting thrown off the line of scrimmage. It's when they come back and they tell you, do your job. Do what you're supposed to assign to do. What's your job? Control your gap on either side. Job's not to get tackled for losses. Great if you can. But there's not a lot of the one gapping stuff this defense is really going to do when they're trying to defend the run. And you're on the points or you're not on the points, I suppose. Sean says Pepsi's always flat. No one. Jeffrey Thistle has been celebrating 31 months as a Hawks Nest member, man. Almost 3 years. Thank you for that long-time support to the channel. You're the man. You're the man, Jeffrey. Doesn't help that our uniforms look ridiculous. Can we please put these horrible uniforms in the trash? We're getting our butts beat so far. I don't like these uniforms. Some in the fan base who do like them, love them. But I could really do without them. Especially when we've got other uniforms in the closet with way more of a swag, way more of a aura to them. We've got the kickoff return here by Durden. Durden's going to take this up, spin his way around to the 30-yard line. I certainly wouldn't mind if they were like, we're just going to retire these. We'll bring them out someday. Someday. Neon green will be back in style, next cyberpunk era or whatever, we'll bring them out. Thank you, though, Jeffrey. Appreciate you for that long-time support. Seahawks going to come back out on the field here for their second offensive possession with 1:48 to go in the first quarter. Gino's going to be back in shotgun, 3 wide. He drops back to throw. Geno throws it over to DK Metcalf, who makes the catch on a quick little stop route there. 7 or 8 yard gain. Sanchez, thank you for the $2 donation. He says, complimentary football. Both sides suck. It's true. We lament all year, Sanchez, about the fact neither side can play well at the same time they did last week. But today, they're both playing not good so far to start on both sides. Let's see if offense can do a little something here. A lot of men at the line of scrimmage here with Geno under center. 3 wide receiver look. Packers are selling out for a run. Charbonnet fights through the first tackler and able to go get a first down. We got a flag on the play, so we're not going to call it legitimately fair both ways then. Is that right? Yeah, so we're not calling it legitimate both ways. Okay. This is what I just talked about. I get out ahead of this so that it doesn't mean bitching and moaning about the refs. Right? So this is why I bring this up. Let me see this. All right. We're not playing good enough to be both the refs and the Packers tonight. Come on, just consistency is what I just asked for. If you're going to let them play on one side, then you let them play on the other. Geno going up over the top. JSN there with a nice catch. Big time catch over the top with JSN. First down. Able to strike down the field. Nice throw by Geno. Seahawks onto the Packer side of the field. Here goes Charbonnet down the field, running over defenders. Down to the 32-yard line. A little bit of a gap run there out of shotgun to Charbonnet. It was working last week. It worked again here. Looks like you had Sa'atoa and Lucas there out in front. That will be the final play of the quarter, but maybe the Seahawks finding a little bit of some mojo here offensively. Dom H, thank you for 30 months. Another man, almost 3 years in his support here as a Hawks Nest member. Folks, you can join today as a member, and we've got a variety of membership benefits, including we do the Monday morning PFF scores out there from the games, and Thursday night we're usually doing, I know we did to everybody this last week, but we usually just do the member stream on Thursday night and call-in shows at the end of the month. So do join up today like Don has here for almost 3 years. Says, man, this is rough already. This is a little bit tough of a start. Yeah, this was not what we were hoping. We certainly didn't expect to go and blow any Packer team out, but you wanted to be, showing a strong outing here, no matter what, here today. And there's a lot of football left here. As I said earlier, the one thing is beyond any other identity that this team has shown this year, beyond being an offensive juggernaut from the start to finish, or a defensive juggernaut from start to finish of this season. Where at varying times you can find good play on both sides of those ball. It's been a team that has been resilient on both sides of the ball. And so let's see if they can tap into that here as we go through the rest of this game. Hawkso, thank you for the $5 donation. He says, maybe the Cardinals, Jets, 49ers are just that bad. Very well could be, Hawkso. We may come down to the end of the season and find ourselves at 9-10 wins winning the division. And we just learned that both these teams in this division are all in that kind of shape where there's some rough sides to them for various reasons. One team may be at the end of a run. Another team might still just be too young. Another team might be also kind of getting near the end of the run, but not quite there, for different reasons. But it may just be that is the case. It's one of the things you certainly learn as a truth or not by the time you get to the end of the season and you played out all the games. There's no going, well, we're just got around into that one shape and that one form and that thing. That's part of what you learn about in not just this game, but next week's game with the Vikings and having two teams that are that good this year as these kind of tests. And it helps you learn that, especially with your team playing as good as they have here recently. R. Levis, thank you for the $2 donation. R. Levis, greens are okay, but give me those throwbacks instead. Yeah, that's the thing is the people that may like the highlighters, and like I say, you are a little bit of a smaller minority here. We'll get back to this 1 second here. Geno and shotgun. Drops back to throw. Geno. He's going to whip this out here to JSN in the flat. Nice run and catch there by JSN. I thought he might have been a little bit late getting that over to him. It was Geno because he looked over, took a peek, and then looked back down the field. Went, ooh, you probably had to throw that over there when you gave him the peek, but had enough time to get it back over there for a nice little 8-9 yard play. They're showing a play here of how much attention DK had triple coverage on that throw to JSN earlier on this route. Yeah, you don't think he's a problem? Shotgun, 2nd and 1. Geno. Ugh. Zach Charbonnet is just swallowed up in the backfield penetration. He's going to lose a couple of yards on the play. Seahawks trying to get a wham block laid in there across the formation. Third down and 2. Four wide for the Seahawks. Geno and shotgun. Geno under pressure. He's going to get sacked. 3rd and 2. You're just always on these plays looking down the field. Where's just the short route to somebody just to quickly complete it over in space? Why are you looking down the field to take a shot down the field? 3rd and 2. 2-play sequence there of play calls by Grubb. Sato allows the pressure a little bit, and then Lucas's guy gets in and finishes it up off the back. I don't like the take the shot down the field thing. They do that a lot this year. Field goal attempt is up, and it is good. So Seahawks scratch 3 points out on the board here, 14-3. It's definitely not good in pass pro. Those guys got blown up for sure. Both Lucas and Lamea did. Lamea just a little bit quicker than Lucas. No doubt about that. I just don't want, structurally, I just don't know why you have something a little bit trying to be a little quicker from Grubb's standpoint. Sometimes it just seems like they're dropping back looking for something deeper developing there on those 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3s. Could be wrong. Somebody saying the receiver got tackled. Maybe that was the guy. Yeah, Grubb gets into 3rd and short, and he gets into some weird territory. And I'm talking real 3rd and shorts, like 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. Things get just a little squirrely. Levis, thank you again for that $2 donation. And yeah, I'm more throwback. I think most of the fan base is more throwbacks as well. Hopefully they start to look to maybe make that transition here. We're about due for a jersey change. We're not like one of those Raider, Brown, Giants, or it's got to stay the same way forever. We can flip it up a little bit. So I say why not? Yeah. Jordan, thank you for the $2 donation. Can we longest yard the refs? I'd like to. I knew it was coming when I saw them allowing the Packers to get away with as much as they're getting away with on that side, because that's the way you can tilt things at times if you're going to call it awkwardly on different sides of the ball with that. Let's keep an eye on it. Let's see if this shifts in the way and if I'm wrong on this, right? So that's the part of me saying this too, and it's not to bitch and moan about the refs. It's just like, well, I think maybe I'm seeing this thing. Let's see if you guys see the same thing I'm seeing. Let's see if we continue to see the same thing, if we're seeing the same thing over the course of the game. Maybe we're not. Maybe it's not there. But just a little part, just a small part of stands out. I certainly would say that it's not the first thing where I would probably say, that's not the main reason your defense hasn't necessarily shown up to play today, but it hasn't helped. Taker610, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, can you say Charbonnet like a Frenchman? Oui, oui. Charbonnet. Zuck. Charbonnet. Oui. 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 Echo him. Zuck Charbonnet. He is the best of vintage. When you ever had. All right, turn it into Italian. Slowby One, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you for doing that. Welcome aboard the Hawks Nest. I know you've been a member as well before, so thank you for all that support. Here's the kickoff here to the Green Bay Packers. He leaps over the line here. Seahawks make the tackle. Nolan, thank you for another $2 donation. Gino, at 10 Mississippi, you have to throw the ball. Yeah, he's definitely got some times here where he's getting used to, I think, some of those real clean pockets he's had in recent weeks. And while the Packers are not necessarily a team that's going to, destroy you with a pass rush, you also have to be, I think, a little bit more willing at times to just be a little quicker with the ball out of the hands against this versus what you've been dealing with recently. And just kind of what it felt on that last one against kind of the combination. Certainly the pass protection fell down, but it did seem like there were more of a looking on a longer developing route kind of situation on that play. Play action pass. Love is drugged down to the ground by Boye Mafe, but still able to complete the pass to Tucker Kraft for a gain of 8. Seahawks got close there. Been close a couple times with Love when he's dropped back, but just very poised. Able to get it to Tucker. Second down and 2. Seahawks still in that 4-man front here. Handoff. Jacobs drugged down. He's going to gain about a yard. Looks like it'll be about 3rd down and a half. About a long yard and a half he gained. Packers are going to go shotgun here. 3rd and inches. They're going to go out with the bubble screen. Kobe Bryant makes a nice tackle in space, but all they needed was a half yard. They got about 3/4 of a yard. First down, Packers. Love, 8 of 8, 72 yards and a touchdown to start this game off. He's been able to, with the run game and just keeping things into these 3rd and shorts. The Seahawks can't get in their stacked boxes. So some of your pre-keys coming into this game have been not holding up well. First down and 10, 11:06 to go. Packers up on the 41-yard line, their own territory. Love dropping back to pass out of shotgun. He's going to go deep. He slings it deep. Oh my God, what was Woolen doing? Tariq Woolen, for some reason, stopped running and turned back around to look for the ball, which created separation on the throw late. Deep completion down the field. First down, handoff inside here to Jacobs. Jacobs swallowed up in the hole there for a short gain. Boy, Woolen with a very weird decision out there where he's running with him, and then he just suddenly decides to look back like he could turn around and high point it or something, and jump it over the top. And when he did that, he spun his hips around and he creates the separation for the receiver. The receiver still running up the field. He spins his hips around, slows him up enough to create that separation, take himself out of the play completely. Second down and 8. Handoff inside to Jacobs. Another good stop on the run here. Jaron Reed's played a very good first half. Some of this defensive line hasn't. He's been in there around on Jacobs a couple of different times. Well, important play in this game right now. 3rd down and 6. It's about as long as you've had them all game here so far in 3rd down situations. They're knocking on the door again on the Packers with already 14 points on the board. So it'd be a good time for that resiliency from the defense. Ball on the 20-yard line in Seahawks territory. Love and shotgun. Trips to the far side of the field. Love dropping back to throw. He's looking. There's pressure. He's looking back over the top. And the receiver just didn't look like he got turned around to look for the ball. Dobbs. Pressure was mounting in on Love. Seahawks defense gets the stop. Brandon McManus comes out now for the Packers. He's 11 of 12 on the season. He's only missed one. Short kick here. Kick is up. It's good. 3 drives for the Packers in this first half. 3 scoring drives for the Packers in this first half. 17-3. Slobby1, thank you for the $2 donation. He says, I'm ready for a second-round pick for Reek. Well, I don't know, man. He keeps playing like this. I don't know if you're going to get a second-rounder even for him, but I brought it up, and being on the channel a bunch here, Slobby1, that we've talked a lot about the long-term plan, and that, you got a lot of guys coming up with eligibility this offseason who have played good football to really good football, who are going to be in that eligibility to pay a contract extension. And you're going to have to decide if you want or don't want to go with these guys. And he is one of those guys where determination has to be made. And there are games that have been really good that he's given you, and he's shown you a guy that maybe can give you these signs of growth in areas of his game that you are worried about and think, ooh, maybe this is something that'll hold him back from ever being a really good player because he doesn't have this. But it's going to be a very tough decision, I think, much more than an easier one when it comes to him. And it's going to be a little complicated, I think, more than you maybe like on this kind of situation. And that kind of play is one where it's like, you got to be, that's your bread and butter, is guys don't beat you down the field on 9 routes. You're 4.26, you're 6'3", you're faster than these guys. Even a guy that Christian Watson, as fast as he is, he's not as fast as you. You can run step for step with him, but you take yourself out of the play looking back. And by the way, this isn't the first time he's done this. Same thing happened in the Rams game at the end of the game in overtime, where you're selling out for the run to one side. He's matched up. It's a casino blitz. It's a 0 blitz. Your guys are blitz. He knows he's in man coverage at that point, and he needs to stay glued to his man. But he takes a peek into the backfield prior to the snap, which stops his, just like there. The second he does this, his feet stop. And the second his feet stop, the guy gets clear and goes over the top. Right there, he was running step for step. He just decided to flip and turn his hips around because he was going to do the high point move where you're running, and then you flip, jump, and turn up, and you extend yourself high, and you go up here, and you try to grab it at the top of the ladder. But he misjudged the ball completely there. And I'm sure that the teaching tape on that is that you stay to the man's hip. You don't jump it over the top like that, and you make sure you're in the position to not give up the reception first and foremost, get the interception second. But brutal play there. Thank you, though, Slobby. And thank you for being a member of the channel as well. Become a member of the channel as well. Rodney Preschel, thank you for the $2 donation. I thought this team turned the corner. What a mess. Me as well. I'd hoped that we had kind of started to build up to something here where, again, not looking to beat the doors off of the Packers, but certainly at least at home not to get embarrassed. And maybe not embarrassed, but pretty close. Pretty close. And this team still needs to come along. What can you say other than that? It's just still needs to come along. Still time in this football game, though. So Seahawks have a new offensive lineman out there. Whew. Oluwatimi is on the bench with something on his leg, so it looks like his thigh is out of commission. Jalen Sundle is out there now. Shaka Khan. And off here to McIntosh. McIntosh running hard. Good strong run by McIntosh. Nice finish there. Carves himself out 5 yards on the play. Appreciate you, Rodney. Thank you for the $2 donation. Tim Schumi, thank you for the $5 donation. I unironically love the lime green and love how much people dislike it. We just need a helmet change. That blue is too dark. Definitely doesn't go with the lime, does it? Those two definitely have a... If you're going to wear the lime, you probably should have, like the Packers go with their whites on white right now. Seahawks going to try to pull this out in space here with McIntosh. Nice patience there by McIntosh to do what he could. He was getting strung outside there by the defense, picking his way a little bit through traffic there to find a couple of yards. Didn't look like there was going to be much of anything there, and he still found about a yard there or two when nothing seemed really available there. Like I say, Tip, I'm aware of it too, is that the people that do love the the action green don't just like it, kind of. They love it. 3rd down and 4. Geno and shotgun. 3-4 wide here for the Seahawks. Packers showing a blitz, and they're bringing it. Got to get rid of it. Got to get rid of it. Completed. Inside there. 1st down to Jake Bobo. Bobo was acting like he hadn't been touched. He wanted to keep running. He might have an argument to be made. Oh, no, he got him. He got him. 1st down. Ball on the 39-yard line. Geno back in shotgun. Dropping back to throw. Comes underneath here to JSN. JSN with a nice catch. It's a short little gain there. Geno took a nice little shot there on the play. Packers are heating it up. They got Sundle in there. They're wanting to see if he can hold up here on the blitz. Nice job with Geno there to get the ball at that hand. 2nd and 5. Hand off here. Oof. There's nowhere to go. Charbonnet does a good job, just like McIntosh there did on that outside that outside run there, where you didn't have a lot of push up the field. You're getting strung out wide. Just keep with your patience. Keep with your patience. Look for that little crack of daylight you can find to go get yourself that 3 yards. Stay behind your blockers. It's not a pretty play. It's not a pretty play, but it gets you that couple of yards to make this a little bit more makeable into 3rd down. Seahawks grinding this drive, 3rd and 2. Geno dropping back to throw. He's going to go up top here to Charbonnet on a wheel route. Not going to happen. We got a flag on the play. Holding on the Packers. Nixon. He pulls down Tyler. Tyler sells it. I'll give you that. First and 10 for the Seahawks on the Packers side of the field. Excuse me. Geno dropping back to throw. Lets it rip over the middle. He's got JSN once again down by the 30-yard line. Good catch there by JSN. Nice throw by Geno. Come on, Seattle. Crossing route here to JSN. Just great route running. He gets 33 there, who's supposed to cover him, stumbling out of his break to try to stay with him. JSN knocking on the door of 1,000 yards receiving. First and 10. Ball on the 30-yard line. Geno in shotgun. JSN's going to get the pitch here. Seahawks. Couple yards. Little fly sweep there. Just getting into the hot hand of your slot there. I like it. I like the idea of it. Two yards. $4:50 to go here in the second quarter. Geno in shotgun. 4 wide. Here we go, Geno. Nice catch. Job by the receivers today. That's Noah Fant out there. He's got to get out and slide out to go make that grab. Not a big gain, but part of what's been the key here on this drive so far for the Seahawks and their success in moving this drive. Staying in those third and shorts when you get into third and short. Gives you many more things to go at. Challenges the defense a little bit more. Geno in shotgun. Trips to the short side of the field. Now JSN's going to go in motion back to the far side. Geno. Run it. Run it, Geno. Run it, Geno. Run it, Geno. Let's go. Nice job by Geno Smith. We do have a flag on the play. Hold on the Packers. Okay. Mixon again gets held, caught with the holding call again for the second time on this drive. Yeah. I don't know why he's moaning. You can't hook a guy up in the secondary when he's 9 yards down the field. 1st and 10 for the Seahawks, 3:42 to go here in the second quarter. Geno in shotgun from the 13-yard line. Tyler Lockett goes in motion. Geno dropping back to throw. There you go. He's got a tunnel screen set up here to Jackson Smith. Jackson trying to get lateral there to get some space as the Packers have it well defended. Doesn't get much there on the play. Oluwatimi is doubtful for the remaining portion of the game with a knee injury, and he looks pretty bummed out there over on the sideline, so not a good sign over there for Olu. Quay Walker for the Packers is still down on the turf. Stop the action here with a 2nd and 9 coming up for your Seahawks. KJab, thank you for the $2 donation. It says, what to do about the sellout season ticket holders? I think that there's a variety of ways that you can place this and make this go down. And I think that it's a place the NFL doesn't like to necessarily broach into because of the fact that they don't want to have they don't want a stadium not to sell out for those teams that aren't good because of the fact you aren't allowing tickets to be sold. And then you have that game then blacked out. So then you're losing the viewership as well, potentially in the local area. And that's a bit of a factor here. 2nd down and 9 here for Geno. In shotgun, 4 wide. Dropping back to pass. He's looking. Dangerous throw out there. Well defended by Valentine out there on JSN. This will bring up a 3rd and 9. JSN had to play like a cornerback out there. First, poor throw of the game here from Geno, really. 3rd down and 9. Grubb's got a tough play call here. Drag route to DK. Geno throws the interception into the end zone. Where have I seen that before? Buddy. This is where I said with Grubby too. It's you come back on this play if you're Grubby and just give him a drag underneath. Take the L with it, man. He's had a hard time in these spots as a play caller. You got him dropping back there trying to throw it. Oh boy. Geno. Trying too hard down on this end, man. Said it a couple weeks ago. This stuff got to get eliminated from your game. Come away with this with the points. I know the defense isn't playing well, and you're thinking we got to go get scores. I get that part of it, but don't come away with nothing. And then Grubb, man, he plays it like he's got a different offensive line. He plays it like he's got, your 3rd and 9, man. Take something quick and short to him. See if you can work something fast, and if you can't, all right. Man, this story's been told too many times for us down there by the red zone. Too many times. Kyle Lee, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you for doing that, Kyle. KJab, I think that you can certainly institute it. It's more of a concern in one place versus the other. I think if you've got a team that's winning and they're able and they've got a lot of season ticket holders, i.e. a team like Seattle, that has the ability to then, you can put some blockers on there from IPs being, trying to buy tickets from out of the state, that can cut down on some of it. It's going to be hard to eliminate all of it, but you can probably make it harder to allow it to happen with the resale of tickets and stuff, especially for season ticket holders. I personally wouldn't mind seeing season ticket holders not be allowed to resell their tickets. I think that that's artificially pushing up prices when those season ticket holders buy those season tickets. And then part of the way that they buy the season tickets is to then offload some of their season tickets to spend to get more money for it on the open market, which then lets them buy their season tickets, which then only further helps to inflate the ticket prices. So it's a thing that doesn't seem to work or be really well, it doesn't seem to be doing good or well for us. I don't understand the benefit to Seattle. I don't understand the benefit to Jody Allen. I don't understand the benefit to the Seattle Seahawks. I don't understand the benefit to the stadium getting quieter because of it. It doesn't make any sense. But again, the NFL doesn't always kind of care about this type of stuff. And I'm sure from them, it's just as long as the money's green, that's all they really care about. It's possible, though. There are some teams, KJ, that have taken some at least minor steps. Nolan, thank you for the $2 donation. Sundal at center says Dugar. Yep. We got Jalen in there. He's holding up okay so far, Nolan. It's not been horrible, I don't think. Taker610, thank you for the $2 donation. This is Pumpkin MIA tonight. Sadly, yeah, she's in the other room chilling right now, so she'll probably break her way in here at some point. We'll get her on in here. I tried to, but she's in a really good nap spot right now, and she just can't be bothered. Hand off inside here to Jacobs. Nice carry down the field all the way for 8 yards. Carl Nerney, how you doing, Carl? It's good to see you in the house. With how they play at home, do we want the 3 spot? We got a hold here on the Packers. Hey, look at that, a hold on the Packers. Replay first down. Myers got finally called there. Carl, I still want the home game. Yeah, I'd still take the home game. I'd still, when it's all said and done, I don't want to be playing on the road. I don't. But it would be nicer to play better at home. I ain't gonna lie to you. This should be bringing us a little bit more of an advantage at times here. 1st and 17 for the Packers. Handoff inside here to Jacobs. Jacobs, not a lot of room to be had there on the play. Packers will probably allow this to go down to the 2-minute warning. Well, let's see if they try to get another playoff. They're going to run a little hurry up here. Seahawks. A lot of there was some problems on the field there for the Hawks. They had to call a timeout. They couldn't figure out who needed to be on the field, who didn't need to be on the field. But I still think you'd take that spot, Carl. I don't think that there's necessarily a guarantee at this point with the way things are going. And Washington wins this week, today. And if you have the Packers win today, I'm not so sure that there's a pathway to you getting to the wild card at this point. Sanchez says, thank you for the $2 donation. Says Geno Winston. Well, it's kind of applicable with some of these interceptions, man. Especially these ones that we got a flag here on the play. Oh my God, he completed it. Tucker Kraft. Jordan Love threw a prayer down the field. I think he knew he got the Hawks to false start on the play. I gotta say, I wonder how loud it is in that stadium when you can hard counter guys. Jesus. Oh my God, dude. We don't show up. We're just not competitive. It's just like we're not competitive. We look like a JV team playing a varsity team. And there's stuff that we have happen. It's like, that's controllable. That's controllable. What are you, where's your head at here? What are you doing? Sanchez, yeah, look, I'm not going to cover for a guy of your fatal flaws that you throw red zone interceptions and you can't correct that at the age of 35 years old. I'm not saying that I'm drawing judgment on Geno here with this, but that this is a big issue that this has continually showed up here and it's not getting corrected. It also goes to the guy that you're not big on either is with Grubb. I'm not big on the play call either with Grubb. I really am not. I understand you're trying to get points and you're trying to think about the fact you're down by this many points and bop and all that, but no wherewithal at all in how this has played out throughout this season in these kind of situations. And that has to, when we get this deep into the season, no matter what you want to be, no matter how you want to call the game, that has to inform you to some degree, or you're ignoring and being blind to a whole aspect of how your team has played throughout the course of the year. If you're thinking on 3rd and 9, down in the red zone, here's a point where I want Geno Smith to be aggressive. We've been watching 2 different Geno Smiths this year as far as in those moments, in those situations. Between the 20s and all that, very good with it. But there in those situations, I don't, know. Y2K, if Pumpkin's sleeping, can we get the black cat? Yeah, we'll bring the black cat out here. Let me see if I can grab her. Let's see if we can get her up on the thing. Come on. Yeah. Bro, my cats have bailed on me, man. They can't take the side of this game, Y2K. I don't know. None of them are answering. They got better things to do, I guess. I can't blame them. Slobby1, thank you for the $2 donations as I'm about to go to bed early. I can't blame you. This is piss poor half of football by your Seattle Seahawks. There's been some good throws in there. There's been some good catches, but I don't know anything else of what to really speak of. A handoff inside, another 8 or 9 yards there. It's just play after play after play where you just, it's a little bit like the Detroit Lions game, just walking you back down the field. 2nd down and 1, Packers all the way up now around the midfield stripe. No resistance provided by the Seahawks defense. Another 5, 6, maybe even a 7th yard found in there. Hit on 5, 6, I say 7 yards. He just kept motorboating down the river. Clock continues to wind. 1:13 to go in the 2nd quarter. The Packers are up 17-3. Jacobs has to go to the sideline. He's like, I got so many yards I've run. I can't. Got some oxygen. Ball on the 45-yard line. It's Seahawks territory. Love drops back to throw. Under a little bit of pressure. Finds his way out of it. Slings it out there to Jaden Reed. Ball is completed for a very short gain. Strawberry reacts. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate you for that. Folks, do please hit that like button if you could for me. Maybe the sub on up. It does help the channel tremendously. The clock continues to roll here. 30 seconds. Seahawks bringing on a late substitution. Jordan back in shotgun. Or Julian. Jordan. Boy, letting the clock roll here. 3 wide, far side of the field. Drops back to throw. He's going to let this rip. Another completion out to the 38-yard line. 3rd down. Timeout by the Packers. 10 seconds to go. Ball's going deep here. Tariq Woolen. Tariq Woolen gets flagged for a PI down the football field on a 9 route. Woolen's, I guess, forgotten how to play football this week. Like, you just spaced out how to play football this week? Love and Company speaks to the confidence of the Packers here. They're going to try to go for a touchdown. Ball's all the way down at the 4-yard line here. Time out by the Seahawks. All right, the Packers are going to go for this. Jordan Love starts out in shotgun. He's adjusting some things to the line of scrimmage. 4 wide here. He moves Jaden Reed in motion prior to the snap. I don't think they're really going for this. I think they're just trying to get Seattle to drop offsides and get 2 yards closer to maybe taking the chance if it was closer. I think they come back and take the field goal here. That's just what they're going to do. Jeffrey Thistle, thank you for the $5 donation. Important to keep perspective. Green Bay is a legit playoff team. We are not. Still hope we get some punches in. Offensive line and defensive line additions are needed for us. Definitely amen there. I think you're going to need to definitely target, for instance, a nose tackle for sure here. And the offensive line, man, put that at the forefront of your priority list. And hey, there you are. It took you only a half. Put that at the top of your priority list, and I'd be a happy man. We got a little bit of a scrum here at the end of the half here. But no, it's always perspective on this year, and nobody's going to, I think, get too dismayed or down anything as far as the coaching staff, and it's more about understanding and taking assessment of this year. I think you did hope with the way the team had been playing and rounding into shape, especially defensively. I don't know that you anticipated that kind of half of bad football. It's one thing if you're going to get beat. It's one thing if a good Packer playoff team beats you. That's one thing, and that's okay, I think. It's another thing to get embarrassed at home. And that's one that has me a little more in the scratch in my head point. Again, not to draw conclusions on anything from it, but just that how is it that's what we're looking at here, this point of the year with how things have gone. Love 12 of 13 for 142 yards. It's not just a good half. It's 137 freaking rating. Josh Jacobs, 14 carries, 73 yards. He's averaging 5 yards a carry. Jaden Daniels got a 9-yard run. Chris Brooks has got a 6-yard run. I mean, they did offensively to you whatever they wanted to really do. That's hard not to times like I saw earlier in this year where you go, man, who's not showing up in this game? Who didn't show up? But well said, Jeffrey. Always got to keep perspective, man. It's always smart. Slobby1, thank you for the $2 donations. Says horrible call. You didn't like the on Mullen? I thought that one was pretty legit as far as that call goes. It didn't seem like it was I mean, he draped across him there, you know. Or maybe you're saying horrible call, play call, as far as I might be behind on that one a bit. Either way, thank you for the donation. Slobby1. Nolan with a $2 donation says, nice chain, Reek. It's going to be we're going to have some discussions on Reek this offseason, and the coaching staff and John Schneider and everybody in the house has got to be very realistic about looking at this situation with him. And he has good things he can bring to the table, but that was maybe his worst half of football that I have seen from Reek Woolen. He looked completely lost out there. I just like don't understand this. Not ready to play for a primetime game. Like you guys don't like. You get embarrassed like this, and to me, that's maybe I'm doing the math wrong. But if a team comes out and they're down, 23 at like this, halftime, it's going to typically be because you haven't, especially playing at home, you're not up for that game. You don't have everybody ready to roll. You got some of the team maybe ready to roll, but you don't got everybody ready to roll. I don't know though. Maybe I'm just frustrated. Rowan G, thank you for the $20 donation. Rowan, that is very kind of you. I really appreciate that. I will train nonstop for months, graduate high school early, join my local FCS team, ball out for a year, get scouted by a Power 4 school, go to the NFL, force John and Mike to draft me at cornerback just so Reek can't play. It's that bad at the moment. Yeah. I'm with you, Rowan, in that you're going to have to probably, and I'm heavily leaning this way of going in a different direction here, going into the future with the position. And Reek just has some moments now that are popping up. The issues with tackling have been what they've been coming into the season, but the boneheaded plays, 2 in that half, where you're not ready for them for where they're at on the down and distance on the field to go to a 9 route there. You're not prepared for that mentally. You don't think that's how they're going to attack you there with 10 seconds left in the football game or in the half? You're playing on top in that situation by the down and distance and moment, unless you're not thinking about any of that stuff. And you're just playing. And I go back to that Rams game at the end of the game, 4-game, overtime, the touchdown over the top, where I'm seeing him now in these moments this year on the field, in moments of processing where he has to think, and he's not able to think about what's going on, at least not properly about right or how he's planning it. So this was a concept I think a couple weeks ago with Reek, and the future here with Reek of people going to first. Well, I don't know with him, or they were a little bit bristling at the thought of him not maybe being here. But I think Rowan, it's more and more, you're going to need guys that, I need guys the cornerback position could tackle. And if you're going to be a guy that's going to be, no, that's not my bag, I'm a cover interception guy. Okay, then you need to be really good as a cover interception guy, if that's what you're going to be as the offset. And he's not good enough as a cover interception guy to be just that, in my opinion, Rowan. But with that said, it's time for you to get to training. I need you to get in that weight room kind of right now. I need you doing your back pedal drills. We got to get into it here, bro. Appreciate you for that, Rowan. Jose Garcia, thank you for the $2 donation. Woolen hurting instead of helping. Sit him down. It's getting attacked. Loves going after him in that first half. To my eyes, you've got the PI. There's the completion down the field. I think they hit him underneath on that route on the drive there where they were moving up the field. So I don't know if you feel better about your options and going to him. Trey Brown, don't know where the team really feels he's at right now, but if he is healthy and he can push Woolen at this point, I'm going to start to consider it here. What a bad half of football. That was tough to watch. Taker610, thank you for the $2 donation. Shades of the Pitt game that got Pete fired. Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, they can just kind of roll the ball down on you a bit. I mean, there's a couple of those games that Pete had throughout that end of the run there with the Pat. I mean, this Josh Jacobs and the Raiders a couple of years ago, the Panther game coming into our house a couple of years ago, where they take it down your throat physically at the point of attack at you over and over and over again. And you just don't have any there's nothing you can do about it. You're just flailing away there. You know, it's like the guy's hitting you with punch after punch, and you're just kind of aimlessly throwing an arm up, hitting him in the shoulder. That's about the most that you can drum up as far as any kind of fight in return. And, you know, maybe it is that they're just that good on their offensive line to Washington Redskins 1984 hog molly you up the football field. But it does feel a little bit like we have everybody ready to go today. I don't know. Doesn't matter one way or another. That is the game then the way that the focus has been so far. And it's on the players now. How do you want to react? You just got embarrassed in the first half of national TV. You want to wake up now? You want to put it onto them now? You got a chance. You're still in this game. It's not over. But you're going to have to mount a lot more of an effort in the second half to get there. That first half ain't going to get it done. Thank you for the donations. Appreciate you guys on that. As always, very kind on the support. Folks, do please, we got well over 800 people in here. If you could for me, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And always remember, never feed the trolls. Doo-doo. Yeah, we don't have to push anybody out either. I'd let them flow in here, of course. Megan on that. Goldie Cobb, the bad Geno's a tough Geno to stomach. It is. I have a lot of support for him as the good Geno and as the guy that can man this ship and carry this thing forward for us into the future. But I am a guy that has a hard time excusing, like I say, we all got maybe our fatal flaws. We all got our Achilles heel. It's hard as a quarterback that your fatal flaw seems to be that you're gonna get very errant with the ball down by the red zone. And it's happened quite a few number of times now, and he's had quite a few number of opportunities to adjust off of this decision making, and he seems to either utterly refuse to want to do that, or he seems incapable of being able to do that. And that's going to bring some pause to me. Gonchairs Nolan, thank you for another $2 donation. Nolan, Packers left linebacker Quay Walker is questionable with an ankle. That would be a big loss for them if he is out. So both teams getting a little bit of the injury bite on this one. Seahawks have Olu Oluwatimi out in this to start things out here in this second half. Sundell out there for them, and we've got Quay Walker potentially out here, their inside linebacker for the Packers in this one. So could factor in here, Nolan. Thank you for the update. Jeffrey Thistle, thank you for the $5 donation. It says, first half reminds me of fighting my older brother as a kid. He's 8 years older. He just grabbed me and sit on my head. That's what we just watched. Yeah, I'm an older brother as well. I've got 6 years on my younger brother. So I didn't, I had my own special move. It's like wrestling, Jeffrey. Big brothers all have their own finishing move. Some sit on the head, some it's on the chest with the typewriter, some of it's pure tick. There's a variety of different ways older brothers go. Everyone's got their own kind of flavor with this one. But that did seem a little bit like big brother beating up on little brother, where you just didn't have any, there was no feeling of any chance in it. You're like, oh my gosh. If this kind of game had happened on the road in Green Bay, I'd be like, well, it's you're in Green Bay, Lambeau. I'd be like, I can maybe understand it. But boy, having it happen at home in your house, in your room, in my room, definitely what it felt like, Jeffrey. Well said, man. Virus 203, thank you for the $5 donation. I like Jaron Reed. Hope he makes Ring of Honor, but we need to draft a defensive line. Also, O-line to bolster the trenches. But, oh my God, Reek replacement needs to be signed, drafted. Well, thank you for the $5 donation, Virus. Very kind of you, very kind of all of you guys on the donations and the support of the channel. I really appreciate it. First and foremost, I think when it comes to the offensive line, this is going to be something where in a fan base where there's oftentimes a lot of disagreement and lack of uniformity of opinion, there will not be when it comes to let's get this offensive line built up. Let's start to take some real true big measures of steps to get this thing moved to a place as I've wanted to see as actual strength of the team rather than a glaring weakness on a yearly basis. And you're going to need to definitely get the defensive line figured out. I think that you're going to be able to concentrate very specifically to the nose tackle, maybe a couple of nose tackles. But you need some guys that can clog things up in the inside. We saw that first half. Jacobs living for the most part. There were some pitch plays in there that they mixed in, and the Packers did a good job of mixing up their rushing attack in that first half. But by and large, it was them going up over the A and the B gap and getting getting the job done in there. And so that's where you would tend to have your nose tackle in there clogging up that space. So those are definitely where the need points are at there, Virus. We'll see what they do with Jaron Reed. He's had a very good year for them. I think he didn't even have necessarily that bad of a first half. I think if you look at it, I don't think Leonard Williams played his best half of football there. I don't know that Byron Murphy did a lot in that first half. I'm not sure that Jonathan Hankins gave you a lot in that first half. It did look to me like Reed, he's got 5 tackles for you in that first half. He did pretty good for you. I don't know if he was in that first half to me. And it's hard to say because I have to go back and look at the footage. I don't know for sure on this, but it'd be hard for me to necessarily go at him in that first half and think that he was at the head of those problems versus some of those other guys on that line. Derek Hall, another guy I saw getting pushed around inside there. It's a couple different dudes who definitely got their share of the blame game to go there. Kickoff's going to go on here in just a second. Thank you, though, again, Virus. Taker610, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, every interception is $1 million off Gino's next contract. Well, they got those incentives. Can we get some de-incentives into Gino's deal? Where if you throw red zone interceptions this many, you're going to have $5 million taken off your base salary at the end of the year. All right, Durden takes this one back. He's got a little bit of space to work. He cuts his back. He's up to 30, 35, and he's going to cut all the way back across the field to the 37, 38-yard line where the Seahawks offense will take over down 22-3 at the start of this third quarter. I like your idea. I like where your mind's at, Taker. Let's go. David, thank you for the $5 donation. It's not just that they are down at half, but that they have looked unprepared. Well said, David. I think you captured it better than I was trying to with my wandering little bit of a retrospective on that first half. They just don't look ready to go. You're right. 1 second here. I'll get back to that in just a sec here. 1st and 10 for Gino out of shotgun. Hand off to Charbonnet. He bounces a little bit behind the line of scrimmage before lowering his head and pushing forward for about a gain of 2 or 3 yards. That's where I've been at. Not ready to play, unprepared. It's the part that catches me most surprised. It's not that you defensively may give up yards or give up points, but that you're on pace to give up 40 points at home. It's like that Buffalo Bills game where you have not even any answers for them in anything they do offensively to you, and then it's hard not to feel a little bit mind blown watching that. Where you're like, how do you look that bad off of it versus where you've been when you have things locked in? Is there kind of more of a middle road we can find on this? Quick throw and catch complete to JSN here for a first down. Mark Willis, thank you for subscribing to the channel, Mark. I appreciate you for doing that. Quay Walker indeed does look very, very stiff walking over there on the sidelines. I don't think he's going to go back in this game. He's got a towel over his head. Is Quay Walker coming back in the game, Kitty? Is Quay Walker going back in? No? Okay. Are we going to win this? I hope you're right. 1st and 10. Geno under center. Handoff. Zach Charbonnet. Ooh, penetration in the backfield. Zach able to fight off the penetration. Tries to get a stiff arm there on the linebacker there, just kind of fighting, clawing, scraping there for a couple of yards. Yeah, Pumpkin's definitely like, oh no. Is that Locke? Like Tyler Lockett's down on the turf. I know. Lockett's back up on his feet. Looks like he's going to be able to at least walk off, which is always a good sign. Did he get concussed there? Yeah. Looks like he got concussed. It's Locke's eye. Hope he's okay. Boy, that looked bad. Guy looked like he torpedoed him right there in the face mask. 2nd down and 8. Geno dropping back to throw. Comes back underneath here to DK. Quick completion there to DK. Be a nice little gain of about 6-7 yards. This will bring him into a 3rd and short. Grubb has done a pretty good job in this game of having Geno target into that middle of the field. This is the place coming into where the Packers had some vulnerabilities that you could attack. Third down and 2. Ball in the 41.5-yard line of the Packers. Handoff inside to Zach Charbonnet. Charbonnet lowering his head, running hard. 4-yard gain, 1st down. Not much hole there created. He just had to kind of lower his head and gore forward. Nice block there by Lucas. Lucas got a good little pin there. Empty look here by Geno. Dropping back, he's going to get hit almost immediately under pressure. Wyatt with the sack. Luame just got hit with a killer spin move. Nice move by Wyatt, man. A lot of pressure in this game from the Packers front. 2nd and 19. Geno drops back to throw. He just dirts this. There's a flag on the play in addition to it. Seahawks hit with an ineligible man downfield. It'll be a decline, 3rd down. He was giving me a headache. 3rd and 19. Geno drops back to throw. Pressure. Geno. Another flag. We get the 1st down, but I'm sure the flag's on us. Is there any wonder? Is there any wonder? Yep, it's on us. Good hold. I mean, that's legit call. He's got his hands up around his shoulder and he's dragging him down. It's right there where Geno's is trying to escape around out of the pocket. So I can't myself there go, that's legit call. Clear hold. Yeah, Roman, clear hold. Gino dropping back to throw. Gino throws it underneath here to Charbonnet. Charbonnet up at the 4. Boy, nice job of finishing the run. He might make Mike McDonald think about this one as far as trying to attempt to kick here. Boy, this would be a long one from Myers' perspective. Yeah, Wyatt right now for the 3 tech there for the Packers has got, and they're matching him up over to that side on purpose to attack Lamea, but he's got Lamea in the blender a little bit right now. Seahawks are going to punt this. Let's trust. Nice punt inside the 10-yard line there. David, again, well said on your part with the underprepared side. I just don't get it. That's the part I don't understand when you work so much with these teams to come in these games, and maybe the nerves get the most of you. Maybe there's a lot of other good reasons that could come up as to why it happens. But it makes it tough football it makes it tough football when it does happen, David, versus just being at least competitive in the game and going back and forth, and you at least seeming like you're putting out your best effort and giving your best swing and doing all you kind of can. Mark Willis, thank you again for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you for that. Robert Jimenez, thank you for the $2 donation. Says Gino throwing picks in the red zone is infuriating. Yeah, it's not. I can excuse a lot of things that happen to Gino with the pressure fronts and having to deal with a lot of those hits that he has to deal with over the course of the game. That's much more higher than what oftentimes you see from the opposition and them facing from us. But those type of situations are the inexcusable. You've got to come away with the points. You can't throw interceptions down there. And it happens in this game, and that game, and that game. And go, okay, we've got a couple games this is happening. We've got to kind of stop this, okay? Do you see? Oh, yeah, I see. I got a problem. I got to stop this. Happens again and again. Hey, dude, you're still doing it. You're still doing the thing. Can you stop the thing? You're doing that one specific thing down in the thing on the place, the spot of the field. Stop doing it. Yeah. All right, I got it. Did it again. Like, bro. I'm trying here, man. But you're looking like you're having a malfunction moment on the field when you get downside the red zone. And that's kind of troublesome for quarterbacks. It's not excusable on a single throw-in happening or a one or twice in a season happening. It gets beyond that pale when you start getting to over a half a dozen different situations we've run into here where he's had this occur. Much like the team today, it looks like you're unprepared for those situations and how to deal with those situations, especially when they don't go right, when things are breaking down. Taker610, thank you for the $2 donation. It says, McD's halftime tongue lashing and pumpkin equals W. I hope so. She's doing all she can. She's doing all she can, Taker. Oh, we've got our fish throw. Great. Just what we needed. Let's get that. Let's get the fish again with the fish. Yep. Again with the fish. Feed me. 1st and 10 for Love. He is operating from his 6-yard line in shotgun. He's going to throw a little bubble screen out wide. It's going to be completed there for a first down for 8 yards out in space. Seahawks, when they leave these sort of condensed receiver splits to one side, they're leaving one cornerback up in press, one far off coverage, and almost like a option read. Love can just flip it out there anytime, go get an easy 5-6 yards. 2nd and 2. Andy Pinto, I'm bored too, man. This is the dental visit of football games. 2nd and 2. Pistol look here. Handoff inside to Jacobs. Jacobs fighting, trying to get forward. It's going to be right on the first down marker. First down, they're going to give him the first. Nice spot. Oh, they're going to remark the ball 3rd and 1. Okay. Under center is Love. Quick handoff in the backfield, and there is Leonard Williams coming alive with a stop. Busts into the backfield and brings the ball carrier to the ground for a negative yard play, forcing the Packers to punt. Big stop by the defense. Hopefully giving at least the offense some good field position back to work with here after the punt. Leonard from the nose tackle position just angled around the first block and busted into the backfield there. Nicely done on his part to make the play. Packer punter from his end zone. Sends this one short. We'll take a Seahawks roll. Very short punt there. Seahawks offense will start on the Packers side of the football field. Even more Seahawks, thank you for the $2 donation. This is again with the fish. Like, what the F? Yeah. Yeah, I could do without the Pike Place fish throw. I'm ready for it. There's other things we do in the city that we can feature than just the fish stuff. It's getting the thing where I understand it's an attractive spot to go to, but it's been way overused. We are not just fish people. We do not have gills. We do not breathe in the water. We are men. We're not fish. Not a fresh fish. Mark Willis, thank you for the $5 donation. Mark, I really appreciate you for that. I'm not a Geno hater. He's a really good backup quarterback. We need to move on, though. Glad I found your channel. Well, I'm very glad you found my channel as well. Thank you for not only the subscription, but the donation as well, Mark. And a part of what I've said with Geno Smith, much of like what I've said with a guy like Grubb, was that I have been a supporter of him. I do like Geno. I think I like him more than some others out there may like him, by and large. I'll definitely admit and attest to that. But I've also said that this is a season-long evaluation and that you have a decision to make after this year. And I'm very consistent about this and saying this with any quarterbacks. So the Niners looking at Brock Purdy or anybody looking at any quarterback that you have to proverbially pay the next offseason. Because it doesn't just become about having a guy on a good market deal who's on a cheap rate. It becomes, do I want to pay these prices for that? Am I getting the return for the prices I'm going to pay for that? And that's where it's got to be, in some ways, the most important discussion, because the quarterbacks make more mark than anybody on your team. And I think that for some people, they'll get caught into being about whether or not you have the guy who's the guy, who is he this, is he that, is he, does he float on water? Does he, but I think for me, I don't know if there's a lot of agreement always to be found on that area of the discussion, as there can be on bang for buck. That's where we can get to I don't want to be overpaying for this guy who's being paid like he elevates those around him, when in actuality, he's more reliant on those around him to find success. And that's where the rubber meets the road. And I think that's where that honest question comes into this end of the season, Mark. And I'll see where I stand fully by the time we get to the end of the year. And I've got all the games in the pipeline to look at and really evaluate and turn over in my mind. But those are going to be some of the considerations I have in the forefront from my perspective of it. And, you're not alone, and not alone even here on my channel in that outlook of Geno with it. Here's a throw by Geno down the field to Tyler Lockett, who's back out in the field after getting poked in the eye. A nice play down the field for a first down. And Mark, very glad you found the channel, man. Thank you for that support, and thank you for that subscription as well. Really appreciate you for that. Simogen, thank you for the $2 donation. Says it's the same problem all season. The O-line sucks. It's definitely frustrating when that's that same note hit again and again, right? Ball here snapped quickly by Geno. He's trying to set up kind of a slow developing route where they're making the screenplay look to one side of the field and come back to the other. The pressure's there too quickly, too fast. Geno's limping on the play. And Geno's going to go down here after the play. Oh my gosh, dude. He dove at his ankles. You're not supposed to be able to jump at the ankles of the quarterback. And Geno's looking back at the ref like, why don't I get a call for that? And he's got a good argument to be made. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Nobody threw the player into Geno's legs. He dived into his ankles. Ankle rolled up there on Geno on that play. He's in a lot of pain here. Golly, man. You wonder on that play, and he's out there walking. He's going to try to walk this off, but God, how did the refs miss that? Honey, come on. Chill out. Not right now. Please, not right now. All right, 2nd and 10. Sam Howell on the field for the Seahawks. Out to Jackson Smith. Jackson. Jake Bobo just can't get the block laid out there on the bubble screen. 3rd down and forever. Third down and 12. Geno remaining on the sideline. Sam and shotgun. Sam just throws it at the turf. Geno was dropping back on the throw, king of the kings, and a player dived at his ankles and got his ankle rolled up. So I don't, looks like he was able to walk off the field, but no, it looks like the ankle. Field goal attempt for Myers, 45-yarder. Snap is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. Should have been a call by the refs, though. Not supposed to be able to dive at the quarterback in the pocket. Hey, Joss, thank you for the $2 donation. 3 and out, so you're telling me there's a chance. And there's a chance. Well, we're cutting some field goals out, so I guess we're climbing back in. Slow. It's a slow climb. It's a belly climb. It's a belly crawl, really, bit by bit. Levis, thank you for another $2 donation as well. It says more Mount Rainier shots during commercials, please. I'll do the Mount Rainier shot over the fish. I'll tell you that. We're not fish people. We do not have gills. Thank you for the donation, Levis. Duquan Quack, thank you for the $5 donation, Duquan. Love Geno and thankful for the time we've had him, but it's time. Schneider needs to nut up or shut up and draft a quarterback. We'll see what he decides to do here. Definitely does seem like your top 2 guys that we're going to take in the first round are going to be gone by the time you're up picking in the first round here. Do you reach on a guy up in the first round? Is there a guy he falls in love with in that 2nd, 3rd, 4th round area? We'll see what he chooses to do, but it is a decision point that's going to have to be made this offseason. You're not playing out Geno for the final year of his contract. It's not going to go out like that. So you're going to decide to go one way or the other on this one, I would reckon to guess. Be it drafting the guy or looking maybe even another route, Duquan. But team's going to need to make a decision on this one, that's for sure. Thank you for the $5 donation. Appreciate you for that. Strike, thank you for the $5 donation. If Geno wants big money, Thoughts on using Hal for less performance 1 year, but more cap room to get better surrounding players and draft a quarterback next year. I'm open to it as a possibility, Strike. I'm not closed-minded to it as a process. There's a couple of things that give me a bit of a hesitancy here. I like Sam Howell, and I like him in the long term as a guy that can maybe develop, but I think that he would be giving you worse play at the quarterback position than Geno Smith right now if he was asked to start. Could you put a better supporting cast around him? Yeah. I don't know if you're going to be able to significantly put that supporting cast around him in simply one off season to maximize it in the way that you're saying. The other part of this that's a bit of an impingement here is the quarterbacks in this class are really not that good. You have quarterbacks in this class that are kind of Shadur, Ward, or in my opinion, going to get a little bit overdrafted. Quinn Ewers is talking about going back to freaking school. Riley Leonard's had a bit of a down year out there in Notre Dame. That was a guy people had thought your Tyler Van Dykes and KJ Jefferson's never really developed. Caden Salters going back to the draft. We got a 1st and 10 here at the 30-yard line for the Packers after the kick goes in the back of the end zone. 6:20 to go in the third quarter. Seahawks defense needs a turnover. Love drops back to throw. He's going to scramble out and flick it downfield. Flick it. And there's another pass interference down the football field for the Seahawks, giving him another 40, 50-yard play. So there's a little bit of an issue with that, is that, in my opinion, Strike, you have a team now that, could be very competitive. Seahawks cornerbacks just decided they don't know, Seahawks cornerbacks just forgotten how to play this today. Like, turn around and look for the ball. What are you doing? Like, what did everybody do before the game here? Were you guys like... And Geno Smith's going to walk back to the locker room. Never a good sign there as he limps back to the locker room. So, Sam Howell, it's on you today. First down and 10. Ball's all the way down to the 31-yard line in Seahawks territory. In the backfield is Draymond Jones. He'll get the tackle for a loss in the backfield. So it would have been great, Daquan and Quack, in theory, if you had more of a year where there was maybe more quarterbacks to go and draft. I think that could, because the problem I think you run into is that Sam Howell isn't good enough. And then the guy you draft isn't good enough. And now you have a really good team, but it's held back by the quarterback position. You have a team that could contend, but it's held back by the quarterback position. And that would be one where it gets hard to go that route because of that, where you might have to look at just a different answer than that answer, but still look to do something different, to your point. Screenplay here out to the running back on second down. Nice gain of about 9-10 yards there. This will bring up a 3rd and short for the Green Bay Packers. One and only, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Folks, please do hit that like button if you get a chance. Helps the channel grow immensely. And thank you for subbing on up. 3rd down and 4. Clock continues to roll here in this third quarter. Seahawks are running out of time, running out of field, running out of ways to come back into this football game. Packers are 3 of 5 on 3rd downs today. They've averaged the distance of 3.5 yards on those 3rd downs. Jordan Love escapes the pocket quite easily, finds his man throwing on the run. Not able to get any pressure on Jordan Love on top of a lot of different issues today. He's able to just navigate his way around in the pocket without any issues whatsoever. No pressure from the Seahawks defense. First and 10. Fly sweep here to Jaden Reed. He takes it for a 5-6 yard gain. Even more Seahawks, thank you for the $2 donation. Josh Jobe is debatable. He was grabbing Jobe's jersey. Yeah, there might have been some contact from the receiver. It's just he never got his head turned around to see the ball, so he made it a little easier for the official to call that play if there was some tugging, because he didn't play the ball. He wasn't aware. He looks like he's panicking, trying to get back into the play. Second down and 5. Love in shotgun. This has got to be a run all day, right? Yep. Seahawks on it. Bring him down to the ground. Third down. Third and 5. Packers just chewing at the clock right now. 3 wide to the far side of the field for Love here. Looks like we got a false start by the Packers. Third down and 10. Love drops back to throw. Ooh, nice hit by Tyrese Knight. He stings Christian Watson, makes the catch. Packers might just go for this to try to put a knife through the heart of the Seahawks. No, they're going to bring out the field goal unit. Fourth down and 1. Brandon McManus comes out. He's hit both of his 2 field goal attempts today. Field goal's up and good. We'll be right back, folks. Man, I don't have even a lot to say with you guys right now. I feel bad about it. I wish I could give you guys a little bit more breakdown to what we're seeing, but I just feel like you could try to break this game down X's and O's wise, and it just does with me feel like keep coming back to just you weren't ready or prepared to go today. The Packer team was much more ready and prepared to go after you and attack you, and played with much more of a purposeful approach. You've been controlled on both lines of scrimmage. The defensive line has gone completely quiet in this game. They can supply, even on a play there where you had a 3rd and long, you had no pressure that you could bring on. And Love got the ball out of his hands pretty quick, but I don't know. I don't know in this football game. Why do we keep taking the ball out? We just let the ball go into the back of the end zone. We just always come out at the 20-yard line or the 25-yard line. Like, just take the ball out. First and 10 for Sam Howell. Empty look for the Seahawks. Sam drops back to throw. Sam gets sacked. Nolan, thank you for the $5 donation. Sam drops back to throw. Sam pumps. Sam almost gets sacked. Sam gets drugged down for a 2 or 3 yard gain. Geno Smith trotting back out onto the field, trying to make it go. 3rd and 13 for the Seahawks. Sam Howell in shotgun formation. He changes the play call at the line of scrimmage, looking to cut through this impenetrable backer defense. Sam slips on the backdrop, looking down the field again. He will get sacked. Here you go. Sam looking way in over his head here, unable to deal with the pass rush of the Packers with any kind of the acumen that we have notably seen from Geno Smith. And that will wind us down to the end of the 3rd quarter with the Seattle Seahawks down 23-6. Woo! Whoopity freaking do! What does it all mean? Ugh. I did not expect this game. Did not expect this game at all. Holy crap. Nolan, thank you for the $5 donation. Says, let's drink. Find single malt and Sour Patch Kids to take the pain away. I'd like to. I got a unfortunate part about these brutal losses for me is that they're going to be brutal for me until about 5 in the morning. So we got the Bleacher Report right after I follow up here, but who knows, man? By the time you catch me at the post game discussion, maybe I'm cracking a bottle by that point. Check with me in another 20. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Nolan, for the $5, and I can't blame you if you're cracking it open on this game. That's this day, that's for sure. This is you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I might have to crack that bottle here, Nolan. All right, start the 4th quarter off with a wonderful Seahawks punt. Dixon puts it up to the top of the moon, dropping down at the 35. Derek Young misses the first tackle. Love able to come in there, but Packers are going to have good field position. Good field position. Sanchez, thank you for the $5 donation. Says, we're finishing 9-8 again, like the past 2 years. Average. We need to do something big this offseason to move the needle. Well said. I think that if you're talking about making major moves rather than trying to do tiny little adjustments, and that's kind of would be at the heart of maybe what you're saying as far as a decision that you have to go between one of the two other ways there, Sanchez, without getting specific, right? We want to come in here and top this off here and top that off there, just kind of get this just a little fine-tuned here to it, or go to the side of having some more major moves you look to go towards. If you have to pick one or the other as far as lanes go, and I'm leaning more into that lane as we go through the course of this year. Not in the full necessarily rebuild, but like you say, move the needle that look to shake this team forward to getting it to a place of contention, and that can't just be on necessarily staying reliant on trusting your scouting developing process and guys to take that step forward who aren't necessarily showing you that they're taking that big step forward. Let's look at a guy like Hall, for instance. Has Derek Hall had that majorly of a successful second year for you as a second-round pick? Has he told you that he's locked in there to be that guy for you in the long term as that other opposite guy with Boye Mafe? I don't know. I don't know if that's happened. That's just one position, but I think you could apply this a little bit across the team on a model of that, and I think you're going to have to, they're going to have to be very, very real with themselves about these players. 2nd down 7, tunnel screen here to Jacobs. Great job by Leonard Williams there to come up on the play and be able to pull down Jacobs from behind and keep him from getting the first down on the play. This will bring up a 3rd and short. Clock's going to continue to roll. Tyrese Knight there on the blitz. Love did a good job of just backing up to buy himself some time there to get the ball to Jacobs. 3rd down and 3. Love dropping back. Tries to throw it back to middle field, incomplete. That's what the Packers choose to do here. Maybe a thought process of going for it on 4th down here. That looks like what they're going to try to do. This could be them trying to get Seattle drawn off sides as well. 13:27 to go in this football game. Love back in shotgun. 3 wide. Yeah, they're trying to give him to drop off sides. Take the flag and call it a day there. Jeffrey Thistle, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, well, people wanted to see Sammy Boy out there laughing out loud. Yeah, you guys are getting a view of him. I was trying to warn them on that. You know about that with me, Jeffrey, where I said, look, Sam's not the guy. He's not going to be an answer for us right now out there. I like Sam and all that, but it's just not the right time for him. He needs some more time probably on the bench to develop and some folks want to see it, though. I know that sometimes you wonder about the younger guy, the younger option. I mean, there's some part to that a little bit. So Seahawks decide to remove their cover man from the. What was that? Why did they remove their cover man from the back? But yes, it ain't happening. Jordan with a $2 donation says, but Sam is better, right? Yeah, there we go. I've said if you have a Sam who last year was with Washington, who had better pass protection as far as their offensive line and better run blocking from their offensive line than what our offensive line can do. And behind that line, he threw 21 interceptions. And behind that line, he was sacked 50 times. What do you think is going to happen to him behind this line? And that's been my major point with that with Sam. And it's what you see here right out the gate with him is that it's not going to go well. It's not going to be a good situation if that's the way that plays in that direction of things. be great if we have this draft where there's a young kid that could be a first round worthy guy, and you could even maybe trade up for that guy if there was that option. But I think with both the Raiders and the Giants, they're going to circle around both those two top quarterbacks. And you're going to be kind of left with more of those guys that are late second rounders to 4th, 5th rounder kind of cats. Not the guys as well that I don't think will be good enough to overcome this either. So now we have two guys as quarterbacks on the team that can't overcome, unless you can substantially in one off season improve an offensive line, which is, to me, seems like a little bit of quite a task to be asked to have to pull off in one off season. Ted Dillon, thank you for subscribing to the channel, Ted. Appreciate you for that. Addis the Gamer, thank you for the $2 donation. This game hurts to watch. I'm ready to move on. This might be a flashpoint for some people, this game with this, where it's like, I've been wondering if they were going to do that team this year, or if this was a real build-up moment of kind of, okay, let's learn where they're at. You've had a year to kind of get stuff onboarded and guys to round into shape and the schemes to get into the right places. Let's go. What you got? And they fell far short in this one, Addis. So I'd get it. KG, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you for that. Strike, thank you for the $2 donation. Please tell me we aren't out on Mike in his first year. No. I that's one thing, and there's a lot of points of, I think, evaluation on this team, Strike, and rightfully so with the new coach in here as far as the personnel goes. But that does not apply or would not apply in any way to Mike on this one. I certainly don't like seeing that there's times this year he's had the team where they just don't flat seem to have shown up ready for the football game at all. But I have also seen so much more to be encouraged by and to feel like he is the guy that shouldn't lean me in a direction to, and Sam can't even throw a flat route throw to Zach Charbonnet right now. Brutal. So no, I don't think that anybody should be saying that. I don't think that that'd be fair at all on this one. And I think he's done more than enough to show you he's got the goods. And now it just becomes about the major moves in play that we got to deal with. Dealing with offensive line, quarterback, offensive coordinator, where we're at with all that stuff. 2nd down and 10 here for Sam Howell, standing in his own end zone. Almost throws an interception. Third down and 10. Sam Howell in shotgun. Incomplete pass. Sam looks in over his head right now. Who is the third string quarterback? Dixon with the pun here. Spam foul. Yeah, that's maybe this will be the opportunity for people to understand Sam can't be the guy that we're going, well, let's hitch the wagons to this for the future off this. Like, yeah, no. No. Is this your king? Sam is not good. Whew. Yeah, it definitely looks like with Gino with that ice on his knee. You certainly have your share of the season in your control still beyond this game, even with this loss, and having a lot of potentiality to Still get yourself in the playoffs, but we don't know what team we're going to get on a weekly basis a little bit right now. You don't have Geno Smith. Sam's looks like to be the guy for you going forward. And as you can see on those two possessions there with Sam here, it's going to be a rough ride if he's got to be the guy. AK, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Usually I'm more talkative, guys. I'm sorry. Right now I'm just sort of trying to process through some things like you are here with it. Just a brutal loss. Really a game where I hoped on the national spotlight we could at least mount a little bit more of a fight. We got put on our knees from the very first opening possession of this football game, and we never got off of our knees. We're going to be going right after the football game here. We got 13 minutes to go. I'll be directly linking over to the Bleacher Report. If you can stomach a 30-minute show over there directly following the game, I'll be going right over there to do a 30-minute breakdown of this football game. I'd love if you guys could join me over there. I've linked it to the top of the chat here above, but I will understand if many are going, I can't. It was hard enough to watch. Kevin says, B, what if Russ did us a solid to come back? I mean, I think he's still limited. This ball's dropped by Romeo Doubs. Packers trying to throw it there on first down. Yeah, I think Russ can be good in a certain offense, but like your offensive line right now, for instance, is very far behind where Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line's been performing at this year. And I think if you're going to have Russ come in here and do that, if that was the option, and certainly something people will talk about, but I don't think you're giving him that. Instead, you're giving him a line that's just going to, put you in danger there. Handoff inside to Jacobs. Good job keeping his feet there. We've got a fumble on the play. Love picks it up. Love still on his feet. He's going to be tackled out of bounds. Boy, Seahawks get a timely fumble where you absolutely needed it there from the defense. Let's see if this can maybe shoot a little bit of the juice in the arm of the offense here. Is that Ernest Jones? Jones with a punch out. Nice job there by Ernest. Peanut Tillman punch by Jones. Knocking the ball free. Seahawks are going to get this up a little bit past midfield here. Offense needs to strike quick. Way to keep fighting from Ernest Jones' perspective. Got a video I'm prepping up for him I should have out this week, actually. Sam Howell shotgun. Ball at the 45-yard line in Packer territory. Sam, play action pass. Come on, buddy. Let's it rip here. I don't know if you get a couple yard gain there. We're going to have to kind of start taking some shots down the field here a little bit. 4-yard throws by Sam aren't going to really work here. I understand you're trying to protect against the pass rush, but let's come on. 2nd and 5. Oh, boy. Dakota Andrews, thank you for subscribing to the channel, Dakota. Appreciate you for doing that. 3rd down and 5. Hal with a pretty rough start here since coming in for Geno. 3 of 8 for 15 yards. 1 dropped interception. 3rd and 5. Completed in there to Jackson Smith. Jackson keeps his feet moving there, and he's taken down after a nice gain. Jackson having another good day. 10 catches on 12 targets. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Sam moving them fast up the line of scrimmage. Got to move this quick. 1st and 10. Sam dropping back to pass. Lets it rip underneath. That's really not going to get the job done here. Come on, Grubby. Let him know this is not going to do. You can't drop 4-yard routes here. Come on. Handoff, okay. Handoff to Charbonnet. Charbonnet moving up the field. Charbonnet's going to break his way in for a touchdown. No flags. Seahawks finding a little bit of life. 4-play, 45-yard drive. You had to get in quick. And they did so. Outside pitch play here. Laamea Sundal leading out in space there. And Charbonnet keeps his feet there to get it in. Extra point is down. Through. Seattle Seahawks get back within 10 points in this football game. 23-13. How big was that Ernest Jones? How big was that Ernest Jones deal there? Let's go. And by the way, you guys, just to give you guys a little, see if I've got it here. Probably didn't do it yet. No, I didn't do it yet. I'll show you guys later. Until you guys see my thumbnail for the Ernest Jones video. You guys are going to laugh your ass off. You're going to laugh your ass off. I got that thing ready. That'll be timely this week at least. Let's go. Let's drive. Nice call by Grubb. Going to the pitch play there. You kind of think even if you only get 7-8 yards, at least he'll get pushed out of bounds and you can stop the clock for a second there on that type of play. Sanchez, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, I wasn't watching. Did Sam throw a red zone interception? No, he had a couple throws on that drive, but it was admittedly really more on the back of running that ball there at the end, able to crank it in on that, just catch the Packers in the right kind of front, right kind of look. Simogen, thank you for the $10 donation, Simogen. Mike's face was so good. He was like, how the F did that work? Yeah, he was kind of looked a little bit in confusion, like, what if we just ran the ball down to 18 points and it worked? That shouldn't work. Grubbs up in the booth like, I knew it the whole way, Mike. No, I knew it was a TD all the way. I've been setting it up the whole game. A.A. Joss says, so you're telling me there's a chance? I'm telling you there's a chance. Defensively, you gotta wind it back up again. Another turnover, that'd be nice to have. But you're going to have to wind this up again in a big way and get a quick stop. 11:16 on the clock. There is time. But you allow another long drive. You allow them to go get some points in there. It's going to get a bit tougher. See if the defense can find another turnover. Maybe Green Bay, maybe the crowd can start to get back in this a little bit, maybe. You got to figure that they've probably gone very silent here. Thank you, Joss, Simgen, Sanchez. Appreciate you for that. Ernest Jones with a Peanut Tillman punch fumble to give the Seattle Seahawks a heartbeat of life in this game. Kickoff by Myers. We'll go at two about, boy, short kick by Myers. Yeah. Ball down at the 34-yard line on the tackle. Seahawks defense comes back out on the field. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Packers in this game with love. Played a very good game. 17-20, 183 yards. Josh Jacobs, 21 carries, 81 yards. 1st and 10. Shotgun look. 3-man backfield for Love. Jacobs, a little bit of pre-snap motion. He's going to bounce this, trying to get outside. Ernest Jones is there with a collection of Seahawks defenders for a short 3-yard gain. So the thing about them today is that Jacobs has got the 19-yarder as his long, and he's only averaging 3.9 yards per carry on the day. But he's doing a good job, and the Packers are doing a job of taking their 3 yards in a cloud of dust every play. And it's just put them into these 3rd and short situations where when they do get to 3rd down, it's 3rd and 3. They've got the full depth of their playbook that they can call upon in those moments. There's not a lot you can do about it because you're not because you're getting gouged in the running game, but just simply because they're just getting enough with that little bit of just nibbles in the run game all day. Fake fly sweep here by Love. Boy, he's got a year in the pocket. We've got maybe a fumble on the play. Oh, no, they're going to say ball got knocked down as he was throwing it there. Seahawks able to finally get some late pressure on the play and a very key 3rd and 6 coming up now. Thought that was maybe going to be a fumble for a second. It's a good call. It's his hands going forward. We've had a few of these kind of throws in recent weeks. Boye Mafe supplying a little bit of the late pressure on the play. All right, Mike, what do you got here for Love and company? Empty look now, 4-man front from the Seahawks. Press coverage on the outside. Love dropping back to throw. Looks first to right. He's going to be scrambling away and out. He's trying to, he got unable to get the ball off, and it will be a 4th down and 6. No flag. Let's go. Nice job by the Hawks defense. Derek Hall in pursuit over there. Jaron Reed also trying to get there. Jaron got shook, but Derek Hall able to stay with it. Jordan Love just not able to get the throw off. So a punt here for the Packers. 10:16 to go in this football game. Seahawks down 23-13. Last punt was a short one. This is another one. Drived a little bit short here. Durden with the take back. He's got a little bit of space to work with. He's up the 30-yard line here, picking through traffic up to about the 32, 33-yard line. Nice return there by Durden. All right, Sammy boy, what do you got? Plenty of time on the clock. Seattle Seahawks have all 3 of their timeouts. You're not offensively restricted here in the least. Down by 10. Nice return there by Durden. Shotgun here for Sam Howell. Play action pass. Dropping back to throw. Tries to flick it out. They're going to say that was a fumble. He threw that out. They're saying that's a fumble? Come on, man, Sam. Don't tell me that you fumbled that stupid ball. Oh, it's incomplete. Man, just the run blocking, dude. That's the same thing that just happened with Jordan Love. I don't know why there's any, question. His hand's coming forward. They're going to challenge this. I'm guessing they'll be the Packers. No? Yeah, they're going to challenge this. Why not? You're not going to use the timeouts anyway from the Packers. I would challenge this too if I was the Packers. I think it's a smart on their part to do it. To me, the ball's going out of his hand, forward knocked, but LaFleur's running the flag up the pole. The timeouts are freebies for him at this point. He has 2 challenges, so he can still come back to the challenge. It's an irrelevant thing for him to even try. And, if there's a 5% chance of it getting reversed from his perspective, smart coaching to take advantage of that. Can't blame him for that. All right, do me a favor, folks. I'm going to go get a little more coffee. If you can for me, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. I'll be right back. Ooh, 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 ooh. Slubby1, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, hey, rules expert Brandon, was it forward? I would like to know how anybody could make that determination on that throw. The ball's hit immediately as it leaves the hand, and if you're usually making the determination on if it's behind the line of scrimmage, you're going to need to see the line of the side of the ball and where it's being thrown. So I don't know how you could. The problem I have with sometimes these looking at the reviews is that the thing we always have to come back to is the fact that it has to be clear and absolutely incontrovertible if you're going to overturn the call on the field. And that's the part that gets, I think, lost in the sauce in this stuff sometimes, where that's something that is not incontrovertible to be able to see there in that moment of whether or not it's going behind or not. I would argue, no, it's not thrown behind the line, but even still, how do you prove it when it's 2 inches outside of leaving his hands, the ball is knocked down? There's no way to make that determination. So if that was their calling it, I'd be, blown away. Ruling on the field stands, is the chat. So there we go. They got it right. Why are they showing the guys playing Madden during a football game? Okay. 2nd and 10. Howland shotgun. Little fire zone blitz here from the Packers. Hal sucks, man. He is garbage. Ugh, Jesus. This is exactly what I saw at training camp. Just like, all right, you need 10 yards, Sam. 5 yards over the middle. Throwing it at a guy's feet ain't going to work. Another fire zone blitz. Throws it for 7 yards. They're blitzing you with 5. Ain't there more space somewhere when you got a 5th? Man, Grubb sucks today, too. Grubb sucks. His offense sucks. His offensive line sucks. Sucks. Dude, Geno's light years ahead of this. I ain't saying Geno's the end-all, be-all, but this... One more guy today didn't look ready to play. So it looks like Tyler Lockett was offsides. Yeah. Fourth down and 5. Seahawks are going to punt it. Fumble by the Packers on the fumble, but it goes right back to the player. Slubby1, thank you for the $2 donation. Chris Collinsworth is regarded. Not a fan of Chris. Thanks for the donation, Slobby. Oh, he almost had the ball. Gosh, he almost had the ball. Derek Young came right in there and his hand just slid just barely up over that ball. Oh, man, that hand just, it's right there. First down and 10. all be completed for a first down. Gino's not playing because Gino was injured. Wheeler, he got rolled up on. I don't know how many fumbles we've had fumbled back to a player this year on the opposition. Our luck on that has not been too good. The Packers have run, I think, about 18 bubble screens. You gotta give them credit. They've stayed patient throughout the course of this game. Another fly sweep here that they catch Seattle on some misdirection. First down. Interesting choice there, McDonald, to go back and trust the defense on this game right now. Maybe feeling like they were swinging there, but first down and 10. 23-13, Seahawks down by 10 here. Seahawks. Again, just out to the bubble screen in space. No answers for it from the Hawks' perspective here. They're just getting picked apart. Three straight first downs. Wu-Tang, thank you for the $2 donation. Says this Hal character is a jive turkey. Yeah, I like his fear of pushing the ball down the field. That's my favorite part of it. You're down by 10 points and you're throwing 5-yard check down routes every freaking time. Like, how effing ridiculous. I don't care if you're coming off the bench. Like, go make some throws. Yeah, I don't know why Mike doesn't go for on 4th and 5 there. Like, I'm going to trust my defense on this day. I know they've been playing a little bit better in the back end of this game, but you got, like, offense, go get it done. Hand off inside 3 or 4 yards. This will bring up a third down and short. Third down and 2. Love under center here. And you're going to get a timeout by the Packers. Their second timeout of the game. Third down and 2. Love goes into shotgun now. Seahawks bring a blitz. Love catches it. He's going to check out to a different play here. Love flicks it off his back foot. Receiver falls down. Fourth down. This is going to put the Packers into an interesting decision here. I'd imagine they just go for it. You're not getting a lot by a punt, and you're on the outside edge of field goal range here. Sure enough, 4th and 2, the Packers are going to go for it. 5:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Packers at the 39-yard line in Seahawks territory, up 23-13. Love and shotgun, 3 wide, far side of the field. He's going to hand it off inside here to Jacobs. Jacobs swallowed up in there by Leonard Williams, and Draymond Jones nowhere to go. Got to give the defense some credit. You got to stop. And with 5:50 to go, with Seahawks having 3 timeouts in this game, you're giving your offense yet another opportunity, at least in this game, to do something. And as bad as some of the moments have been for this defense when it's said and done here as this game's gone along, you've held this Packer offense, which is a very good Packer offense, to 23 points. Not saying it's been a great game defensively, but they've at least been able to circle the wagons a little bit here. Granted, the Packers have gone a little bit probably conservative too, but you've been able to shore up some of the run game issues there from the first half. So we'll see what we got on the home stretch here. Please, if you can, for me, folks. Lots of folks in the chat today. If you can hit that like button. We're also here at the Hawks Nest on the road to 20,000 subscribers. So if you're watching right now, I'd really appreciate if you do subscribe up, because we're getting very close, moving into that mark. We're about 1,500 away or so, approximately speaking. So knocking on that door, you can help us get there a little bit closer today. Please do sub up. Please do hit that like button. As well as directly finishing up this game, I'll be going over to the Bleacher Report, doing a post-game show on the Bleacher Report app. You do have to download the app and wherever your local store is on your local mobile device. But if you do download the app and you click the link in the top of the chat that I have pinned right now, that will take you directly to the Bleacher Report show right after the game. So as soon as this wraps up, bang, bang, we're going right on over there. We'll be doing a post-game discussion tonight as well, a little bit later on. But please do join me over there on that Bleacher Report post-game show over there as well, too. I'd really appreciate it. I think the Hawks, it looks like Gino's knee is the issue at play to me. I think they had his ice on the knee. I would make the guess that it's probably with him walking on it and a torn MCL. Here comes Sam Howell. 5 of 12, 24 yards to start this out. He has played very badly to begin this. Just take some risks here, Sam. Like, if he throws a pick, he throws a pick. You're down by 10, 5:50. You've got to get the ball pushed down the field, buddy. He gets that. Oh. Hal dropping back to pass, throws an interception. Well, I asked him to throw one. He threw one, so I got what I wanted, right? Holy shit. Okay. We don't mention here anymore Sam Howell as any answer to any question about any possible horizon of the Seattle Seahawks. Okay. That's like holy Garbageville. Oh. I feel like this game I've had to pass a kidney stone. 3 of them. Big ones. Boulder sized. With a tiny urethra. Well, one thing I've said to you guys about this thing with Geno and the folks that are the anti-Genos, I've said that if you put any other kind of quarterback behind this offensive line, you're going to watch a collapsing structure in front of you. That somebody being asked to deal with this kind of pressure and to perform well behind this kind of pressure from Geno's perspective is pretty impressive. And you see today why with a Sam Howell, who turns non-functional as a quarterback behind this pressure. It was a marginal downgrade from Geno. You got Geno here, and that's Sam down there. Jeffrey Thistle, thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate you for that. I hate most that I can't say the word, Jeffrey, I'm sorry. I hate most that this vindicates national media and Vegas treating us like an afterthought. They're all going to be like, I told you so. Now on to important games of the week. Our 10 seconds of coverage. Yep, you're not going to be saying, well, Seattle showed you they're legitimate after this game today. They say, well, no, they were pretenders. We thought maybe they could kind of do something, but they said instead, no, we don't got anything to give you. 3rd and 5 here for Jordan Love in shotgun. Seahawks double-A gap mug pressure. And it does make me happy, but you're right about it. Being that that's the way this is going to go for a team that's going to oftentimes struggle to get that kind of timeout here by Love. Struggle to get much of that recognition. And I can't blame him for so. For a team, if you want to be a team that's a good team and a team that says we're going to make noise in the playoffs, I don't know if you can have this many embarrassing losses on your rolls and really, really feel like that's feasible. I think you look at that and you say, man, we certainly have a lot of good elements on this team that we can build upon, but you can't be a good team and be embarrassed like that over and over and over again at times. In these losses specifically. And it's been a good run of games recently. You've been bringing things together, but another big step back here in a variety of fashions in this game. Top of now you lose your quarterback behind that bad offensive line. Some of the inevitability you hope you could avoid here with the Geno Smith and having the poor pass protection is that, boy, he's dodged the bullet and not getting injured up until this point, especially being an older quarterback. And did he catch that? Oh my God. Romeo Doubs catches the touchdown in the back of the end zone. Boy, I can't believe he picked that ball up off the turf there. What a hell of a grab by Romeo Doubs. Yeah. It's a great catch. That's game. Ran on the cut. Thank you for the $2 donation. He says the Sam Special. You got the Sam Special tonight, that's for sure. Undercooked meat, cold mashed potatoes, bruised fruit. It's been sitting out for 4 days and has flies all over it. Well, that's what we got. That's what we got, Rand. Christian, thank you for the $2 donation. Says anyone still saying Sam over Geno can go to Stupidville. Yeah, I think that's one thing that there'll be a lot of maybe difference of opinions of certainty coming out of this game, but I think that there'll be some uniformity of opinion amongst the 12th man as far as the fact that Sam's not the guy here. This is an interesting experiment to look at this guy, and I've even hoped for more development. I've said that he's going to need more time on the bench, but to come out tonight and not be even functional coming up off the bench for Geno, even I didn't quite expect it to be that bad from him. But, it was really by part and parcel more of what you saw from this team tonight in the overall measure of things, which is the team just wasn't ready to play tonight. Variety of players, both sides of the ball. You just weren't ready to go. And are the Packers a better team? Sure. Packers more capable right now of making noise in the playoffs than us right now? Yeah. But that can be true while this other part can also be true, I think. A.A. Joss, thank you for the $2 donation. Says a 4th round pick. Indeed, you gave up a 4th round pick for Sam Howell, and I think you thought if he does go out on the field from John Schneider's perspective, Joss, that you were going to get better play than what you saw from him tonight. He walks up off the bench. He goes 5 of 13 for 24 yards and an interception. He has a 14 quarterback rating. Did Geno play great today? Well, 15 of 19, 149 yards and an interception. You know, you remove the one interception really is the one bad choice, the one real true. Maybe he's got 2 throws in this that were really the bad throws from Geno. You remove those 2 plays and he plays pretty good around that. Sam comes in. Like I say, you have a guy drop off the cliff. And this is also why I say, until we get the offensive line fixed, when we get so caught up on the quarterback position, and I'm very consistent on this and saying, you can get caught up on it as much as you want, but anybody that you put behind this offensive line is going to get destroyed. They're not going to be able to play a functional quarterback position. And the biggest thing at the forefront of this that needs to be solved and fixed and rectified needs to be the offensive line. And not in just kind of a sort of way, in a major way. Nolan, thank you for the $2 donation. He says, Sam Howell with the tackle, though. Hey, you throw the pick, you better at least tackle the guy, I suppose. Carl Nerney, thank you for the $2 donation. Let's slow down. Geno didn't score a single point. I'm, again, not saying that it's to the point of a Geno being that he played a marvelous game, but there's a big difference between how Geno played in this game and Sam Howell played in this game. And Sam came in and was non-functional. And he's got to do better than that. I don't expect him to carry the team on his back. I don't expect him to come in here and light the world on fire. But I don't expect that as well. And Geno was, you can say what you want about his game today, Carl, with it, but it was functional. Again, through most of this game, not much of a running game to be had. You had 7 carries for 34 yards to Charbonnet. Your team's quickly having to throw all the time. I mean, again, it's not a game where I'm going to be the biggest proponent of Geno on this. It's more about the lack of what Sam's doing than Geno. But offensive line, man. Offensive line. Chance Brown, thank you for the $5 donation. Thank you too, Carl, for the 2. Says, now all the Sam Howell believers will fade away and pretend like they weren't calling for him to start the whole season. There's been a few of them, Chance. There's definitely been a few of them. And you're always going to see at times, I think, in the NFL when you don't have necessarily certainty at the starting position of the quarterback, that there's going to be the clamoring for the backup, that they can sometimes be the most popular man in town when that's the parameters of what's involved. And I think that's a little bit of what's the case is here with Geno and Sam and this dynamic that exists. But this is enough. This is a guy who's not a rookie coming in there right now. This is his 3rd year in the league. He's been in this offense throughout the course of the season. To come in here like this and he's going down with another sack here. This ain't going to do the job. This is not, and especially if we're talking about if Geno's not here after this year, I can't ride with this as one of the counterpoints of competition in a 2-man battle between quarterbacks. Because we're going to end up in a situation of the lesser of 2 evils. 2 bads taking the best of 2 bads. And if we go to that place, the quarterback position will be in trouble, I think, in a major way. Offensive line got wrecked today. Offensive line just got completely wrecked in pass pro. 12 quarterback hits, 7 sacks. You've only dropped back 33 times. It's not like you've got the high 58, 59 attempt game from your quarterback here. Your offensive line can't. I mean, that was Charles Cross. That was your left tackle just there. What an awful performance. This 4th quarter is taking forever. Taker, thank you for the $5 donation. If we lose to the Vikings, we'll be 3-6 at home this year. If we beat the Bears but lose to the Rams, we'll be 6-2 on the road. That is insane. That is insane. Yeah. I don't have a lot of an explanation for it either. I don't know why it's that way. I mean, I know on certain games at home, like the Bills game, you've not been able to fill the house with your fans as much. I think this was a game where you did a good job with that more. But I don't know why. Why aren't you guys ready at home? Why of all places at home you have this issue? It's been unlike any kind of Seahawks team that I've seen before in that manner, and I do not have an explanation for it. You had 9 games at home this year. You had more games at home than on the road. Make it make sense to me. Somehow make it make sense to me. Kind of wild, man. Kind of wild. MJ Seahawk, thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate that. Very kind of you for that. Big donation. The worst thing is the Vikings have something to play for next week. They do. We're going to get their best swing. And if this is the same effort that we're going to come out with, I'm saying nothing of having to trot Sam out there another week. I ain't going to predict us winning that game. We're going to struggle to probably carve out that Chicago game if Sam's going to be our quarterback for the rest of the year. So, you're not getting them playing at their least next week. They're definitely still having something in play. They've got a reason to still care and try. So, yeah, you're right about that, man. You're going to get their best punch. They're not out of it. Well said, MJ. And thank you for the $10 donation, man. It's good to see you in the house tonight. Daniel W., thank you for the $5 donation. Says, much like Russ getting hurt, as bad as it is, pushed our franchise to the next chapter, this Geno injury might be the same. We need a new plan, not a 35-year-old average age quarterback. It's a fair point. It's a very fair point. And that be very well could be the case on that if this is, Geno's chapter and how it closes this season, and that this is the end point of assessment. This may be the end point of assessment to enough from a Seahawks perspective of it to say not quite good enough for us to start to put more of the investment back into a guy, as you say, who is 35 years old. And this team's in a weird place a little bit this offseason. They've got some guys to spend in-house, but they've got some things really shored up. They've got a lot of other places where there's some question marks. And they've got to make a decision about how hard they want to engage into being potentially a contender through this offseason and pushing that ball forward, and what then that's going to take to get that there. And it's not an easy answer here, man. I'll tell you that. It's not necessarily super clear of the pathway here, especially muddied up by the fact that there's not necessarily that quarterback in the draft you're going to be able to go target. Maybe you can go find that second, third round guy that you kind of like, but you're on the roller coaster with that guy as a young quarterback that's probably missing a little bit of talent in certain areas, trying to overcome up around that, trying to build a roster up around that guy. Can maybe get it done that way, but it isn't easy. None of this is going to be easy or clear looking forward on this one. So, it might very well be the case here, Daniel, that it plays out that way, and I could see it going in that direction where the team goes, okay, this is good, but we've got to shake this harder. We got to shake this tree harder to get this ball pushed forward to take the next step. Ball down the field here to Christian Watson on Tariq Woolen. He's not able to quite reel it in. See some of Christian Watson's hands struggles at times out there. Tariq Woolen in coverage. This will bring up 4th down and 2. The Packers will punt. 1:54 to go. Seahawks only have one timeout remaining. Strike, thank you for the $2 donation. At least Mike McDonald is a guy who will learn from this. Yeah, I totally think he's going to guy who will learn from this. And a guy that, again, I don't think coming out of this, there are questions about a variety of different places on this team that we're going to what to deal with, what not to deal with. I think in Mike McDonald, we have the right coach. We have a guy here who can be the guy for us in the long term to take us to the mountaintop. We got to get the guys in. They're the right guys to fit to his defense. You've got to turn over in the right spots. You got to make some very important moves this offseason that are sometimes going to be painful moves to be made. But I do trust in Mike in the long term here. I've certainly seen enough of him as a first-year coach. And as we say, it was first-year head coach, youngest head coach in the league, first-time head coach as a head coach here. Not just your first year, but a first-time head coach. And that's a lot. There's a lot of, educational process to undertake when you're that guy in that kind of situation like he is. And it isn't necessarily easy. I agree. He will learn. David, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, don't re-sign Reek. No, I certainly am not in favor at this point of re-signing him. If you bring him back for another year, I'd play him on the final year of his rookie deal, quite frankly. I don't think he's done enough at this point to earn a contract extension by any measure. And if that's not on the table, and if you can find a trade to be made for him at this point, I would make a trade for him. If I can get 3rd round value back for Reek, I just think that there's too many holes in his game. It's not that he's a bad player, but there's too many holes in his game, and especially too many holes in his game and thinking about long-term and paying him a long-term contract extension. I think that's definitely where I'm at too as well, David. Well said. Wu-Tang Financial, thank you for the $5 donation. Geno even moves better. People need to put some respect on that man's name. Doesn't matter. Anybody other than Lamar would get worked behind this offensive line. Geno does move much better than Sam back there in his navigating of the pocket. You saw that where Sam had no answers for any of the pressure around him at all. Yeah, it's one of those things where people's opinions, Wu-Tang, you know what, Geno, they get it fixed. They're set. You can do very little to move most people's opinion when it comes to Geno and what he's doing. Pedro, and folks, go ahead and we'll hold off on this if we can on the last donations. I've got to bounce over to the Bleacher Report directly following the game. That's my agreement with them. So if we can hold off on any more further donos, I'll be back to do a post-game discussion in just about an hour from now. So we'll be bouncing back over, but I just want to make sure I don't cut short anybody's donation and not address it properly or fully. Pedro, thank you for the $10 donation. Very kind of you, man. I really do appreciate it. Listen, man, either we draft like 3 linemen next year or a quarterback to sit for a year. Ideally, both. It's been 15 years with an effed up O-line. If JS doesn't pony up next season, maybe it's time to let him go. I think offensive line, before we get to quarterback, Pedro, is your number one priority. And it has to be your number one priority because you have to do so much to address it. So it's time for us to hammer it in a major way this offseason. We'll see if they truly do that, Pedro. But I do agree with you that if you fail to do so, that's an indictment on John because he's been ignoring this problem for years. I put out a video about 4 weeks ago calling, with neglect on the front of the thumbnail because you've been neglecting this offensive line. You put as least amount of money as you possibly can. You haven't developed it well enough in-house. It's time to deal with this offensive line. JSD, thank you for the $10 donation. It says, have been watching for 4 years. Keep up the good work. Also, if we're so bad at home, why would Seahawks fans come? Well, thank you for the $10 donation, JSD. And I really appreciate you for 4 years checking in with me from that and watching throughout that time. Very kind of you on that side of it. And you guys love to drop all these donos at the end. I got to bounce over to the Bleacher Report. So if you do a donation here now, I'm not going to be able to read it. I'm just letting you know that now. I've got to get right over there, guys. I can't do the stack on donos at the end of the games because I got this agreement with them. The thing with the not the fans coming if they're not good or they're bad at home, JS and JSD, I think that's a fair point to a degree. I do like to say there have been times, going back to the 80s where there were times we weren't good, even good at home, but still we stacked that house. Those fans still did show up. Now it's very complicated because this day and age, the price of the ticket's so much higher. There's a lot of stuff at play with it. At the end of the day, the team can solve a lot of problems by playing well at home and winning and showing up at home especially. And they didn't show up today. So I can't push back on that side of it. It's hard for you to drum up all that interest to go out there only to go watch your team just seem like they're just kind of going through the motions a little bit and how they're playing when you're expecting them to play with a lot on the line. John Naylor, thank you for the $5 donation. Says, can Christopher Walken explain what we need for the next step? The next step is easy, John. You go get the offensive line. Everyone wants to talk about quarterback. Just get the line. Get it now. I'm telling you, we'll be fine. Just line. 1, 2, 3 rounds. Oh, look, God. Oh, look, Senna. I like Senna's. Oh, another God. That's how it is. Thank you, though, for that, John. I'll try to do a little more walking for you in the post-game discussion. I just got to get over that Bleacher Report. Brandon Anthony, thank you for the $2 donation. Says, this game proved that we're not that good yet. We're not there yet, Brandon. It's a development in process, that's for sure. We just got to keep grinding, got to keep just plugging away and seeing what we can do. Maybe not this year, but maybe they can set that stage for next year. But hey, still, this year ain't over yet. John Naylor, thank you for another $2 donation. This is Proof of Concept Year. Well said, man. Proof of concept year. Big Peasy, thank you for the $5 donation as well. Thank you, John, as well. Sorry, guys. I know we got a lot of donos and people want to talk right now on it, but I have to go right directly to the Bleacher Report. It's my agreement with them. So I really know we got these kind of stacking up and I just can't stay ahead of them. I'll be back over doing the post-game discussion in about an hour and a half. I'm going directly over to the Bleacher Report right now. You can click the top of the link in the description up above right here. That will take you directly to their app, and then we will be back over here in just a while. Tough loss by your Seattle Seahawks. Licking our wounds after this one. We'll see if they can turn this around next week against the Minnesota Vikings. I thank you for watching. Please hit that like button. Keep your head up, Seahawks fans, as this season ain't over yet. But please don't ever forget, above all that, go Hawks.